In the annals of Elder Scrolls lore, the origin of the universe emerges from the clash between primal forces, chaos and order, giving rise to the expansive realm known as the Orbis. Within this vast expanse, original spirits inhabit two planes: Aetherius, the realm of pure light, and Oblivion, the abyssal depths. Among these spirits stands Lorcan, a pivotal figure who conceives Mundus, the mortal realm. Through cunning, Lorcan manipulates fellow spirits, the Aedra, into sacrificing their essence to forge Mundus. Yet, not all spirits comply. Those who resist, the Daedra, retreat to the shadows of Oblivion, akin to ethereal beings lurking in the abyss. In the aftermath of Lorcan's deception, the Aedra uncover his treachery and exact a grim punishment, tearing his heart asunder. Among the Edric pantheon, Magnus, the architect of Mundus, and his followers, the Magnage, flee before their essence diminishes entirely, piercing the firmament to create celestial bodies. Through these celestial apertures, magic permeates Mundus, flowing from the boundless reaches of Aetherius. Yet, those Aedra who remain to complete the mortal realm find their power waning, gradually dwindling as they shape the fabric of existence, ultimately devolving into the mortal races. Among the diminished Aedra, some retain their divine stature, ascending as the 8 divines, while others fade into obscurity. The intricate tale of creation is woven with myriad threads, each culture offering its unique retelling. Yet at its core, the sacrifice of the Aedra remains a foundational truth, shaping the destiny of Tamriel and its inhabitants. Tamriel, the stage for countless sagas, emerges as a continent teeming with diverse races, each with its own vibrant culture and storied history. The Argonians, denizens of the swamps, and the Khajiit, enigmatic wanderers of the desert, bear witness to Tamriel's rich tapestry of life. Humans and elves, known as Man and Mer, populate the continent, their histories intertwined through migrations and conflicts spanning eons. The Aldmer, progenitors of elvenkind, trace their lineage to the mythical Aldmeris, splintering into myriad subraces across Tamriel. The Altmer, dwelling upon the Somerset Isles, epitomize the Aldmer's purity and grandeur, while the Bosmer of Valenwood, bound by a pact with nature, embrace a life of reverence and carnivorous devotion. Morrowind, a crucible of faith and strife, bears witness to the legacy of the Dunmer, descendants of the Kaima who followed the teachings of Veloth. Amidst the annals of Tamriel's history, the Dwemer, architects of wondrous machinery, stand as enigmatic figures, their fate shrouded in mystery. The Aelids, masters of Cyrodiil, erected the white gold tower as a symbol of their dominion, yet their tyranny would be challenged by the burgeoning strength of men. High Rock, home to the Dorani, and Skyrim, realm of the Falmer, echo with the echoes of elven legacy, while myriad lesser clans and tribes contribute to the rich tapestry of Tamrielic society. As the cycles of history unfurl, the story of Tamriel weaves together the fates of men and Mer, binding them in a timeless dance of conflict and unity, of triumphs and tragedies. Amidst the ebb and flow of empires and alliances, the heart of Tamriel beats with the pulse of its people, each thread contributing to the rich fabric of its storied past. In the annals of Tamriel's history, the migration of men from the frozen lands of Atmora to the fertile soils of Tamriel marks a pivotal chapter. Over time, these men, known as the Nords, forged their destinies across the vast expanse of the continent. Those who settled in Cyrodiil, High Rock, and Hammerfell bore witness to trials and tribulations that would shape the course of history. In the verdant hills of High Rock, the Nords, known as the Neds, faced a harsh fate as they fell under the yoke of the Dorani, a powerful elven race. Through centuries of subjugation and interbreeding, a new lineage emerged. The Bretons, a people born of both elven and human heritage. Theirs was a legacy forged in the crucible of adversity, a testament to resilience amidst oppression. Meanwhile, in the heartlands of Cyrodiil, the Nedids found themselves ensnared by the Aelids, a race of Mer who held dominion over the land. Yet, in a stirring tale of rebellion and defiance, the Nedas rose against their oppressors, led by a figure of legend, Alesia. With the aid of demigods and the divine intervention of Akatosh, the slave queen founded the Elysian Empire, ushering in a new era of human dominion. Across the arid dunes of Hammerfell, the Needids carved out a civilization of their own. Yet their ambitions were met with the fierce onslaught of the Redguards, warriors hailing from the distant shores of Yokuda. In a cataclysmic clash, the Redguards laid claim to their new home, leaving behind a legacy stained with blood and conquest. Meanwhile, the Nords of Skyrim, descendants of Atmora's frostbitten shores, embarked on a journey of conquest and expansion. Through a series of tumultuous events, they vanquished the indigenous snow elves, establishing an empire that would endure for centuries. Thus, the stage was set for the unfolding saga of Tamriel's history. As the annals of time unfurl, Tamriel's history is divided into 6 distinct eras, each bearing witness to monumental events and epoch-defining conflicts. The Dawn Era, a time of primordial chaos, gave birth to the foundations of creation. In the subsequent Merethic Era, myth and legend intertwined as Tamriel became the stage for divine machinations and mortal struggles. The transition from the tumultuous Dawn Era, marked by the chaotic throes of creation, to the Morthic Era, hinges upon a monumental event, the construction of the Adamantine Tower, later known as the Doreni Tower. Erected approximately 2,500 years before the inception of the First Era, this towering edifice served as the hallowed ground for divine convention, where the laws of Mundus were solemnly decreed. As the dawn of civilization broke across Tamriel, the early Morthic era witnessed the rise of diverse cultures, including the enigmatic beast folk, Khajiit, Argonians, Imgur, and the avian peoples like the bird peoples, as chronicled by the intrepid explorer Topal the Pilot within the heart of Cyrodiil. Amidst the enigmatic tapestry of early Tamrielic history, theories abound regarding the origins of the Bosmer of Valenwood and their progenitors, the Aldmer. Some conjecture suggests that these ancient Aldmer, predating their kin, ventured to Tamriel's shores, where the passage of time wrought a transformation, birthing the Bosmer. Such speculations align intriguingly with the Khajiit's own mythos, which attributes their creation by the Daedric prince Azura from a race of elves. Yet, amidst the sparse records of this era, conjecture shrouds the truth, leaving scholars to piece together fragments of lore in search of enlightenment. The transition into the Morethic era heralded a pivotal juncture in Tamriel's history, as the Aldmer, lost and scattered at sea, stumbled upon the shores of the Somerset Isles. From this newfound sanctuary, intrepid explorers, including the renowned Topal the Pilot, embarked on perilous voyages in search of their fabled homeland, Aldmeris. However, fate conspired against them, and their quest remained elusive. Instead, Topal's voyages yielded a bounty of knowledge as he meticulously mapped the contours of Tamriel, kindling the spirit of exploration that would beckon countless elves to distant horizons. Across the verdant expanse of Cyrodiil, the Aelide elves rose to prominence, their ascendancy intertwined with the enigmatic disappearance of the bird-like beast folk who once inhabited the 8 Isles. As the Aelides asserted their dominion, the majestic white gold tower soared skyward, its gleaming spires a testament to their burgeoning power. Concurrently, on the Somerset Isles, the crystalline majesty of the Crystal Tower graced the landscape, a symbol of Aldmeri craftsmanship and ingenuity. Yet, amidst the burgeoning civilizations of Tamriel, shadows of division loomed. The Aldmeri peoples, once united, splintered into distinct races, their destinies diverging as whispers of change stirred within their midst. Chief among these transformative events was the Velothi exodus from the Somerset Isles, a seminal moment that catalyzed 2 profound alterations in the fabric of Tamrielic society. Led by the visionary prophet Veloth, followers sought solace in the embrace of the good Daedra, embarking on a journey of spiritual enlightenment. However, resistance arose in the form of Trinimac and his devotees, leading to a cataclysmic confrontation that forever altered the course of history. In the crucible of conflict, Trinimac met his ignominious fate, consumed by the Daedric prince Bukathaya and reborn as the pariah deity Malakath. Those who had once worshipped Trinimac were transformed into the Orsimer, better known as the Orcs, their destiny forever entwined with the tumultuous lands of Resdain, known in modern times as Morrowind. Thus, The Velothi exodus heralded the dawn of a new era, birthing the race of Kaima and irrevocably shaping the destiny of Tamriel. A golden age dawns, heralding an era of enlightenment and cultural flourishing as the illustrious High Velothi society reaches its zenith. Within this epoch of prosperity, the ancient Kaima clans, steeped in the traditions of ancestor worship, stand as bastions of reverence and resilience. Yet, amidst the splendor of this golden age, whispers of change linger on the wind, foretelling of tumultuous shifts yet to come. Linked below is a video offering a deeper exploration into the enigmatic Velothi culture, shedding light on their profound influence and enduring legacy. Meanwhile, amidst the annals of Tamrielic lore, another esteemed lineage emerges, the Doreni clan. Sailing to the shores of High Rock, they discover the towering edifice of the Adamantine Tower, forever altering the course of history and earning it the moniker of the Doreni Tower. As the late Merethic era unfolds, two seismic events reshape the landscape of Tamriel. The fall of High Velothi culture precipitates the decline of the Kaima clans, their once unified society fragmenting into tribal factions, laying the groundwork for the emergence of the great houses of Morrowind, or the Ashlanders. Concurrently, across the expanse of Tamriel, Dwemer freehold colonies spring forth, testament to their ingenuity and ambition. Yet, amidst the ebb and flow of civilizations, the dawn of the First Era looms on the horizon, heralding a new chapter in Tamriel's history. Approximately 1,000 years prior to this epochal shift, the northern land of Vet Mora witnesses the first stirrings of migration, as waves of men brave the treacherous sea of ghosts to seek fortune and adventure on Tamriel's shores. These intrepid settlers, known as the Niddic people, traversed the northern coast, seeding the fertile soils of Hammerfell, High Rock, and Cyrodiil with the promise of new beginnings. However, the arrival of men heralds a clash of civilizations, as the indigenous elves, wielding sorcery and intellect, vie for dominion over their newfound lands. In the verdant expanses of Cyrodiil, the Aelids, or wild elves, enslave the Niddic people, subjecting them to a reign of tyranny and oppression. Similarly, in High Rock, the Dorani elves establish a rigid caste system, intertwining their fate with that of their Nedic subjects through bonds of coercion and compulsion. The melding of Nedic and Elven blood gives rise to a new lineage, the Bretons, or Manumur, a people caught between two worlds, their heritage a testament to the tumultuous interplay of cultures and civilizations. As centuries give way to millennia, the rich tapestry of Tamrielic history unfurls, weaving a narrative of triumphs and tragedies, of conquests and conflicts. In the timeless expanse of Tamriel's chronicles, the passage of 6,950 years since the creation of the Adamantine Tower serves as a testament to the enduring legacy of its inhabitants. Across the ages, empires rise and fall, cultures flourish and fade, yet the indomitable spirit of Tamriel endures, a beacon of hope amidst the ever-shifting tides of time. A golden epoch unfurls, ushering in an era of prosperity and enlightenment as the illustrious High Velothi culture flourishes. Amidst the expanse of time, the venerable Kaima clans stand as steadfast sentinels, their unwavering dedication to fundamentalist ancestor worship serving as a beacon of spiritual resilience. Yet, as the late Merethic era dawns, two pivotal events cast shadows across the landscape of Tamriel. The collapse of High Velothi culture precipitates the decline of the Kaima clans, their once unified society splintering into tribal factions destined to evolve into the great houses of Morrowind, or the Ashlanders. Simultaneously, the landscape is dotted with the construction of Dwemer freehold colonies, marking a testament to their ingenuity and ambition. However, amidst the shifting tides of history, the arrival of the Nedic people heralds a new chapter in Tamriel's saga. Approximately 1,000 years prior to the advent of the First Era, waves of settlers and raiders from the northern land of Vet Mora brave the tempestuous Sea of Ghosts, seeking refuge and opportunity on Tamriel's verdant shores. These intrepid pioneers, known as the Nedic people, sow the seeds of civilization, their indomitable spirit shaping the destiny of the realm. Yet, the arrival of men portends a clash of cultures, as the indigenous elves, wielding sorcery and intellect, vie for dominion over their ancestral lands. In Cyrodiil and High Rock, the Niddic people are subjugated and enslaved by the Aelids and Durini elves, their destinies intertwined with those of their elven overlords through bonds of coercion and compulsion. The intermingling of Niddic and elven blood gives rise to a new lineage, the Bretons, a people ensnared in the complex web of cultural exchange and exploitation. Across the annals of time, the vast expanse of Tamriel's history unfolds, a testament to the enduring legacy of its inhabitants and the enduring struggle for dominance. As the centuries wane and the epochs turn, the sands of time continue to shift, unveiling a tapestry of triumphs and tragedies woven into the very fabric of Tamriel itself. In the crucible of history, civilizations rise and fall, leaving indelible marks upon the landscape and the collective consciousness of its denizens. Amidst the endless expanse of the Merethic era, the specter of change looms on the horizon, heralding a new dawn for Tamriel and its inhabitants. In the wake of conflict and upheaval, the land is forever transformed, its destiny forever intertwined with the fates of those who call it home. Around 2,000 years preceding the onset of the First Era, the initial waves of elves departed from the fabled land of Aldmeris, setting foot upon the shores of Somerset. With their arrival, they commenced a journey that would redefine the very fabric of Tamriel. Their presence heralded an era of construction, transformation, and cultural mingling as they traversed the lands, leaving indelible marks upon its landscape. Approximately 1,000 years preceding the dawn of the First Era, the tranquil shores of Tamriel witnessed the arrival of men from the frost-bitten realm of Atmora. These men, driven by ambition and necessity, settled and raided, gradually integrating themselves into the intricate tapestry of Tamrielic society. Thus, the Niddic peoples of Tamriel emerged, their destinies forever entwined with the land they sought to call home. Then, some 500 years hence, a new chapter unfurled as the Atmorans, colloquially known as the Protonords, made landfall upon Tamriel's rugged shores. These intrepid settlers would eventually blossom into the formidable Nordic people, their legacy shaping the course of Tamrielic history for generations to come. The waning days of the Morthic era bore witness to a pivotal moment in history. The dawn of the First Era, marked by the ascension of King Epli and the inception of the Cameron dynasty in Valenwood. Yet, the conclusion of the Morthic era is not merely encapsulated by this singular event. Beneath the veneer of historical dates lies a realm of events shrouded in ambiguity, their chronology obscured by the sands of time. One such enigmatic figure is the immortal hero known as Pellinor Whitestrake, a wanderer whose exploits traverse the breadth of Tamrielic lore. Across the ages, he dons many guises, from Herald Harry Breaks to Ismer Hands the Fox, yet his essence remains unchanged. His saga unfolds post the arrival of men upon Tamriel, weaving a tapestry of conquest, rule, and eventual abandonment. Another pivotal event echoes across the annals of history, the war that engulfed the western continent of Yakuta. Amidst the conflict between the Yakudans and the left-handed elves, the enigmatic figure of Diagna emerges, embodying the spirit of the Hunding. As an avatar of war, he bestows the Yakudans with orichalk weapons, turning the tides of battle and sealing the fate of the left-handed elves. The waning days of the Merethic era herald a transformative shift, as the dominance of the elves begins to wane, making way for the ascendance of the races of man. However, documenting this tumultuous era poses a formidable challenge, with many events lost to the annals of time. Yet, amidst the myriad myths and legends that populate the Merethic era, the echoes of history persist, offering glimpses into a bygone age of wonders and mysteries. The inaugural moment of the First Era, Year Zero, stands as a beacon, casting clarity upon the shadowy realms of the Dawn and Merethic eras, with the establishment of the Cameron dynasty. Amidst the boundless, verdant expanse of Valenwood, King Eplir orchestrated a historic amalgamation, unifying the diverse Bosmer clans into a singular political entity. From this harmonized Valenwood, the beleaguered elves of Cyrodiil found respite, utilizing this newfound sovereign bastion to shield themselves from the pervasive influence of the High Elves in Eleanor. As the Cameron dynasty took root, the White Gold Tower ascended as a bastion of autonomy, evolving into an independent city-state and the fulcrum of the burgeoning Aelid Empire. Within the first century of the First Era, the annals of history welcomed the Sigic Order, with the enigmatic sage Vornai embarking on a pilgrimage to the Isle of Artaeum. There, under the tutelage of the venerable Master Lachesis, leader of the Sigic monks, the tenets of the Elder Way were imparted, a legacy inherited from the ancient Elnif, the progenitors of Tamriel. In the 68th year of the First Era, the twilight of Atmora's influence was marked by the poignant arrival of its final voyagers on Tamriel's shores. Laden with the weight of departed kin, these vessels bore witness to the enigmatic fate that befell the frozen homeland of the Atmorans. The dawn of the 2nd century heralded the birth of King Harald, a figure destined to carve his name into the annals of Nordic lore. Born in the 113th year, King Harald, also known as Harald Handfree, ascended as the inaugural historical ruler of the Nords, tracing his lineage back to the venerable Iskrimor. In the year 143, Commander Skorm's Snowstriders' campaign against the dwindling snow elves culminated in the discovery of the last bastion of the dragon cult, Forlhost. However, victory was marred by tragedy as the cultists' desperate act of poisoning claimed the lives of many valiant warriors. 3 years hence, King Harald's ascension to the throne as High King of the Nords ushered in a new era of stability for Skyrim. Renouncing ancestral ties to Atmora, he consolidated Skyrim into an independent kingdom, with Windhelm standing tall as its regal seat. During his reign, King Harald's valorous deeds reverberated through the ages, notably his decisive defeat of the treacherous sons of Archmage Golda, restoring justice in the realm. In the year 198, the Scouring of Wendelbeck marked a climactic turning point amidst the enduring Narfinzel schism. This protracted conflict, spanning from the late Merethic era, culminated in King Glenfarron's resolute stand against the forces of Daedric worship, heralding a new era of ideological acceptance among the Aelids of Cyrodiil. As the 3rd century dawned, the emergence of House Tharn, recorded in the year 200, mirrored the nascent rise of the Bretons. Born of the complex interplay between Doreni elven overlords and their Niddic subjects in High Rock, the Bretons emerged as a testament to the dynamic cultural tapestry of Tamriel's storied history. In the solemn year 221 of the First Era, King Harald breathes his last at the venerable age of 108, a monarch whose reign spanned an impressive 78 years, surpassing all but 3 of his sons in longevity: Ylmer, Vraga, and Omger the Outlaw. From the ashes of Harald's reign rises his eldest son, Ylmer, ascending to the throne as High King of Skyrim, inheriting the weighty mantle of leadership. Amidst the mourning for King Harald, the Dwemer unearth a vast reservoir of Ethereum in the aftermath of his passing. This coveted mineral, meticulously studied, extracted, and refined by a consortium of 4 Dwemer cities, culminates in the establishment of the Ethereum Forge. Yet this grand endeavor is marred by the tragedy of the Ethereum Wars, shrouding the land in sorrow and discord. In the subsequent year, 222, the mantle of High King passes to Ylmer's successor, Vraga, who ascends to the throne as High King Vraga the Gifted. Under his rule, a relentless campaign of conquest ensues, expanding the Nordic dominion into neighboring realms. The annals of history attest to the ceaseless expansion of Vraga's empire, a saga that persists until the year 272, or by some accounts, the year 415. Regardless, this epoch heralds the dawn of the Skyrim conquests, marking the definitive end of elven hegemony on Tamriel. By the 240th year of the First Era, the indomitable High King Vraga has extended his dominion across vast swaths of territory, including substantial portions of High Rock, the region known as Resdain in Morrowind, and even parts of northern Cyrodiil. The Skyrim conquests stand as a testament to the ascendancy of mankind on Tamriel, forever altering the geopolitical landscape. In the fateful year 242, the echoes of rebellion resound across the land as the Nedic slave Elysia, known as the Slave Queen, rises to lead her oppressed brethren in a valiant struggle for liberation. With the aid of Nordic allies and sympathetic Aelid supporters, Elysia's uprising precipitates the downfall of the Aelids, culminating in the siege of the White Gold Tower. Legendary heroes such as Mora House, the Man-Bull, and Pelennor Whitestrake emerge as champions of the rebellion, striking down Aelid kings and vanquishing their demigod champion, Umaril the Unfeathered. Yet victory comes at a heavy price, as Pelennor Whitestrake, the immortal hero, meets his demise in the throes of battle. With the fall of the Aelids, a new chapter in Cyrodiil's history unfolds as Empress Elysia ascends to the throne, ushering in the era of the First Human Empire. Under her reign, the Heartlands and Colovia are united, forging a nascent national identity steeped in a unique blend of Nordic and Elven religious traditions. Elysia's visionary synthesis gives rise to the revered Eight Divines, a pantheon revered throughout the ages. Meanwhile, in the quieter corners of history, the year 246 witnesses the Nordic expansion into the northern reaches of the Iliac Bay region, marked by the meticulous record-keeping of the Book of Life. This detailed census, a testament to the meticulousness of the Nords, lays the groundwork for the future city of Daggerfall, its foundations rooted in the annals of history. As the First Era progresses, the illustrious Empress Elysia, architect of a new era, confronts the inevitability of mortality, her legacy poised to endure long after her mortal coil is shed. In a solemn turn of events, Akatosh, or by some accounts, Shazar in the guise of Pelennor, descends upon the White Gold Tower to bestow upon the departing Empress Elysia the mantle of the first Cyrodiilic saint. Thus, Empress Elysia becomes the inaugural gem in the hallowed Amulet of Kings, inaugurating the sacred covenant between the Imperials and Akatosh, a divine pact safeguarding Tamriel from the looming threat of oblivion. Following her passing, her son, Balatza the Man-Bull, a minotaur born of Mora House, ascends to the imperial throne, continuing the storied lineage. As the 4th century of the First Era dawns, marked by the year 340, the Elysian Empire establishes a pivotal trade agreement with the Bosmer of Valenwood. This accord proves mutually beneficial, with the Bosmer reaping the fruits of imported goods unattainable within their verdant realm due to the constraints of the Green Pact. In the annals of history, the rise of Clan Durrani in the year 355 stands as a testament to the enduring influence of the High Elven ruling elite within human-dominated territories. Through astute political maneuvering, the Durrani elves maintain their preeminent position for generations to come. The year 361 witnesses the formal enforcement of the Elysian doctrines, the foundational tenets governing the Elysian order. Stemming from the teachings of Maruk, purportedly gleaned from the ethereal presence of Empress Elysia herself, these doctrinal precepts evolve into a cornerstone of imperial law. Embracing a monotheistic creed, the Elysian Order emerges as a formidable religious authority wielding significant influence within the Empire. Their staunch anti-Elven stance leads to the dissolution of lingering Aelid lordships, once bastions against Aelid oppression. In a pivotal moment, the year 369 marks the passing of High King Borgus, the last scion of the Isgrimor dynasty and the final bearer of the revered Jagged Crown. Borgus's reign witnesses the controversial prescription of the Nordic pantheon in favor of the Elysian doctrines, heralding an era known as the Shadow of King Borgus in Skyrim. However, Borgus's fervent anti-Elven sentiment sparks escalating tensions between the Empire and the Cameron dynasty of Valenwood. His ill-fated journey to Cyrodiil, beseeching imperial support for a war against the Bosmer, culminates in his demise at the hands of the Wild Hunt, a tragic event that reverberates throughout Skyrim for generations to come. Following Borgus's demise, the failure of the Moot to elect a successor plunges Skyrim into a protracted civil conflict, casting a shadow over the once mighty Nordic Empire. As the fires of war rage across the realm, the Nordic Empire relinquishes its grip on territories in High Rock, Cyrodiil, and Morrowind, signaling a profound shift in the geopolitical landscape of Tamriel. In the somber year 374 of the First Era, the Aelid stronghold of Nenalata, the lone vestige of Aelid power in Cyrodiil, faces a dire ultimatum from the Elysian Order. depart or meet annihilation. In response, King Lylorian Dainar leads those willing to forsake their ancestral home in a mass exodus toward Dyranian High Rock. Those who choose to remain in Nenalada meet a tragic fate, falling victim to the merciless blades of the Elysian Order in what would become known as the Nenalada Massacre, sealing the end of an era. Across the vast expanse of the Western Seas, turmoil descends upon the traditional rulers of Yakuta in the year 376, plunging the land into 3 centuries of relentless civil strife, pitting lords, warrior monks, and brigands in a bitter struggle for dominance. Meanwhile, in the heart of Tamriel, the year 393 sees the relentless crusade of the Elysian Order against elvenkind continue unabated. Amidst the unfolding turmoil, the year 393 witnesses the fall of Malada, an Aelid temple known as the High Fane, nestled in the Nibene basin of Cyrodiil. Responding to pleas from local farmers besieged by the malevolent influence of the Aelids, Abbot Cosmas of the Elysian Order leads a zealous assault on Malada, purging the temple with righteous fire and consigning its ancient relics and tomes to ash. Entering the illustrious 5th century of the First Era, the year 416 emerges as a pivotal juncture in history. Enduril Nerevar of the Kaima and King Dumak of the Dwemer forge an unprecedented alliance against Nord incursions into Resdain, modern-day Morrowind. This alliance culminates in the formation of the First Council, heralding an era of tranquility and prosperity for the elves of Resdain, albeit at the cost of discord within the Dwemer ranks, leading to the voluntary exile of Clan Rorkan. In a momentous turn of events, the year 420 witnesses the arrival of the Dwemer Clan Rorkan in Volenfell, marking the establishment of a new homeland in the western reaches of Tamriel, known today as Hammerfell. Concurrently, the Skyrim War of Succession draws to a close with the Pact of the Chieftains, though the scars of conflict leave indelible marks on the landscape, with vast swathes of conquered territories forever altered. The passing of High King Olaf One-Eye in the year 452 reverberates throughout Skyrim, marking the end of an era defined by his reign and the construction of the formidable Dragon's Reach, intended as a bastion against draconic threats. As the year 461 unfolds, Emperor Gorius ascends to the imperial throne, a momentous occasion witnessed by a young Rislav Lerak, whose destiny is yet to unfold. Amidst a gathering of esteemed dignitaries from across Tamriel, including the venerable High King Yorak the White of Skyrim and Dalok Bray, the Golden Beast of Anaquina, the coronation of Emperor Gorius marks a new chapter in the annals of imperial history. In the year 470, amidst the tranquil shores of the Somerset Isle city of Landril, a group of elves stumbles upon a mysterious artifact, the Flask of Landril. This enchanted vessel, capable of absorbing and reflecting all forms of magic, swiftly captures the imagination of bards and storytellers across the land, weaving itself into the fabric of legend. Utilizing its potent magic, the elves of Landril maintain a delicate balance, warding off the formidable sorceries of the Bosmer. As whispers of the flask's power spread, fear grips the hearts of its discoverers, driving them to seek refuge among the Dureni elves of High Rock. Yet their voyage ends in tragedy off the treacherous coast of Strosmkai, consigning the flask to the depths of the sea for over a millennium. Meanwhile, in the realm of Cyrodiil, the year 472 witnesses a surprising turn of events as the long-standing feud between the kingdoms of Kvatch and Skingrad grinds to an unanticipated halt. With the dawn of the year 77, Clan Dureni emerges as a formidable force, conquering vast swathes of High Rock, Hammerfell, and Skyrim, reshaping the political landscape of Tamriel. However, this era of conquest is not without its cost, as the year 478 sees the passing of High King Hiorak the White of Skyrim, a staunch opponent of the Elysian Order, who meets his demise in the Battle of Sungard. Amidst the upheaval, a devastating plague ravages the Clovian West, claiming the lives of Rislav Larek's entire family, save for his pious brother Dorald. In a fateful decision, Dorald cedes the kingdom of Skingrad to the Empire, sparking outrage among the Clovian states. Seizing the opportunity, Rislav takes up arms against his brother's betrayal, ascending to the throne of Skingrad and igniting the flames of rebellion against the Elysian Empire. Bolstered by alliances with like-minded rulers, including High King Herg Mercular of Skyrim and King Justinius of Kvatch, Rislav leads a valiant resistance against the encroaching forces of the Empire. In the tumultuous year 480, Aedon Doreni achieves a series of critical victories in High Rock, setting the stage for the decisive Battle of Glenumbria Moors. In a showdown that would echo through the annals of history, the combined might of Raven Doreni's magic, Aedon Doreni's martial prowess, and the tactical brilliance of Lorien Dyna and High King Hoag Mercular of Skyrim culminates in a resounding victory over the Elysian Order. Despite suffering heavy losses, the Doreni clan emerges triumphant, driving the Empire from the shores of High Rock. Yet, the joy of victory is tinged with sorrow as High King Hoag Mercular falls on the field of battle, sacrificing himself for the greater good. In his wake, Ismir Wolfarth ascends to the throne of Skyrim, heralding a resurgence of the ancient Nordic pantheon and the downfall of Elysian influence in the region. By the year 498, the once mighty Doreni elves find themselves waning in power, their grip on High Rock slipping amid the tides of history. Despite their diminished stature, their legacy endures, a testament to their valor and resilience in the face of adversity. In the year 500, a new era dawns with the ascension of Ismir Wolfarth to the throne, yet historical accounts diverge regarding the exact commencement of his reign. An inscription in Windhelm suggests a reign starting in 480, but prevailing evidence places his accession around 482, following the passing of High King Hoag Mercular. The advent of the 6th century brings forth tales of Ismir's legendary exploits, from vanquishing eastern orcs with a thunderous shout to the mythical act of swallowing a thundercloud to restore the Nords from an ancient curse purportedly laid upon them by the spectral figure of Alduin. By the year 533, the chapter of Ismir Wolfarth's reign draws to a close, leaving behind a legacy steeped in myth and folklore. Meanwhile, in distant Daggerfall, the rise of King Thagor marks a pivotal moment as the kingdom secures a decisive victory over the forces of Glenpoint, solidifying its dominance in southern High Rock. Across the vast seas of Yakuta, the tumultuous year 609 witnesses the meteoric ascent of Mansell Cessnit, who seizes control of the empire after centuries of civil strife, only to meet his demise at the hands of an unlikely assassin, Randik Torn, in 617. Amidst the chaos, Randik Torn assumes the mantle of leadership, ushering in an era marked by authoritarian rule and the enforcement of strict societal codes, such as the decree permitting only sword singers to bear arms. The year 660 ushers in the Battle of the Dragon Wall, where the defeat of Moloch, the Orcish god of the Velothi Mountains, sets the stage for the cataclysmic events that would unfold at Red Mountain 8 years later. In the year 668, the War of the First Council erupts, pitting the Kaima against the Dwemer in a conflict sparked by religious and ideological differences. The ensuing eruption of Red Mountain plunges the land into chaos, shrouding the sun in a veil of darkness for a full year. As tensions escalate, temples across Morrowind undergo a profound transformation, with the Iliath Temple in Western Stone Falls converted to the worship of the Tribunal, foreshadowing the tumultuous events that would unfold 3 decades hence. The year 700 heralds the onset of the climactic Battle of Red Mountain, a pivotal moment in Tamriel's history marked by the disappearance of the Dwemer and the ascension of the Tribunal as the divine rulers of Morrowind. Amidst the chaos, Ismir Wolfarth, the Ash King, emerges as a legendary figure, leading the Nords into battle against the backdrop of a world forever changed by the enigmatic events of Red Mountain. In the aftermath of the conflict, the Dunmer rise from the ashes of the Kaima, cursed by Azura with ashen skin and crimson eyes, while across the seas in Yakuta, the birth of Frandar Duhunding Halon Saino Shira heralds the dawn of a new era. Frandar's journey unfolds against the backdrop of a fractured land torn apart by civil strife, as he embarks on a quest for enlightenment through the art of the sword. Year after year, Frandar's legend grows, his skill with the blade unmatched as he traverses the land, vanquishing brigands and monsters alike. By the age of 30, he emerges as a paragon of martial prowess, wielding his shihai, a spirit sword forged from his very soul, as a beacon of hope in a world shrouded in darkness. In the year 760, a new chapter unfolds as Divad Duhunding, the only son of Frandar Duhunding, comes into the world. However, the absence of his renowned father casts a shadow over much of Divad's upbringing. By the year 776, disheartened by his father's prolonged absence, the young Divad forsakes the path of the sword singer, opting instead to pursue a life as an acrobat and celebrated bard. Meanwhile, Frandar Duhunding, having retreated into seclusion years earlier, dedicates himself to chronicling his life's wisdom within the pages of the Book of Circles, a testament to his journey and philosophy. In the year 780, Emperor Hera's ascent to power ushers in a dark era marked by the persecution of sword singers across the empire. Among the targeted individuals is Divad Duhunding, whose fame and renown make him a prime target for the Emperor's wrath. A harrowing encounter with Hera's forces leaves Divad scarred but emboldened as he emerges as a pivotal figure in the resistance against tyranny. With his father reluctantly drawn back into the fray, Divad assumes a dual role as both advisor and warrior in the fight against Hera's oppressive regime. As the conflict intensifies, Frandar and Divad lead the charge against Hera's forces, ultimately emerging victorious, but at a great cost. With the empire in turmoil and the sword singers decimated, Frandar Hunding leads his dwindling band of followers on a journey eastward to Hammerfell, leaving behind a once mighty empire reduced to ruins. The year 792 witnesses the cataclysmic destruction of Yakuta, plunging the once prosperous empire into the depths of the sea, shrouded in mystery and speculation. Amidst the chaos, the dawn of the 9th century brings forth new beginnings as Captain Yerrick Flotus establishes North Point in High Rock, a vital hub for trade routes traversing the treacherous waters of the Iliac Bay. In the year 808, the long-awaited arrival of the Yakutans in Tamriel sets the stage for a series of bloody conflicts as they clash with the indigenous peoples of Hammerfell. Frandar Hunding's leadership proves pivotal in driving back the beastfolk and goblins, although his valor ultimately costs him his life, leaving Devad to inherit the mantle of leadership. In the year 853, the Kolania clan, devotees of the Ultima Daedra, meet their demise at the hands of Yakudan colonists, their fate sealed by centuries-old animosities. King Zawan of Yath leads his forces to victory against the Kolania clan in a brutal campaign that claims his life, setting the stage for his successor's ascension. Meanwhile, the year 874 sees the defeat of warlord Fulgeg's army by the resolute Yakudans, whose refusal to grant passage to the fleeing survivors leads to the emergence of Orsinium, a new bastion for the displaced Orcish and Goblin kin. Year after year, the struggles of the Doreni clan against the encroaching Yakudans unfold, as the Red Guards assert their dominance over the Isle of Balfera. Led by Peregrine Doreni, the clan valiantly repels the invaders in a testament to their resilience and determination. Yet, amidst the clash of civilizations and the ebb and flow of conflict, the legacy of Frandar and Divad Duhunding endures, a beacon of hope amidst the chaos of an ever-changing world. In the year 946, amidst the tumultuous currents of history, Gaedon Shinji, renowned warrior hero and esteemed leader of the Order of Diagna, imparts a timeless truth. The best techniques are passed on by the survivors. His words echo through the ages, a guiding principle for generations of warriors to come. 2 years later, in 948, King Zhou of Daggerfall, inspired by Shinji's wisdom, seeks an alliance to quell the threat of Orsinium. By 950, the siege of Orsinium commences, uniting Daggerfall, Sentinel, and the Order of Diagna in a valiant endeavor to eradicate the Orcish kingdom, a conflict that would span over 3 decades before reaching its resolution. Tragically, amidst the chaos of battle, King Zhou reveals his treacherous intentions, orchestrating a fatal duel between Gaedon Shinji and Baloth Bloodtusk, 2 formidable warriors whose demise serves Zhou clandestine ambitions. In the year 973, Joly's machinations reach a climax as he embarks on a brazen invasion of Hammerfell, only to be met with fierce resistance at Banquorai Pass, where Makella Lai and her companions make the ultimate sacrifice to safeguard their homeland, thwarting Joly's designs for conquest. The year 980 witnesses the long-awaited fall of Orsinium, signaling the dispersal of the Orcish threat and ushering in an era of stability and prosperity in the surrounding lands. With the path cleared of danger, Weyers emerges as a bustling trading hub, while the establishment of Evermore by the Riverhorse Bretons heralds a new chapter in the region's history, facilitated by the newfound peace and security. As the first millennium draws to a close, the stage is set for pivotal events that would shape the course of Tamriel's future. In 1029, Empress Hestra of the Elysian Empire asserts her authority by deposing the vampire king Styric of Verkath, quelling dissent and solidifying her dominion over the realm. Yet challenges persist, as evidenced by the rebellion led by the enigmatic Red Eagle, whose defiance against Elysian rule reverberates throughout the Reach, culminating in a fierce struggle for independence and the tragic demise of a legendary warrior. In the annals of history, year 1033 stands as a testament to Empress Hestra's resolve as she confronts the scourge of piracy in Black Marsh, dispatching the infamous Red Brahmin and bringing an end to lawlessness in the Topal Bay region. This campaign not only restores order, but also fosters greater understanding of the enigmatic Argonian culture, offering insights into the diverse tapestry of Tamrielic civilization. Amidst the shifting tides of power and faith, the year 1051 sees the ascension of Vincenius Imbrex to the esteemed position of Archbishop of Coral, whose tenure is marked by the publication of the Four Abominations, a seminal work that delineates the evils threatening the realm and calls for their eradication in the name of Stendar. Finally, in the dawn of a new era, the year 1100 witnesses the rise of Wayrest as a preeminent merchant kingdom, symbolizing the resilience and ambition of its people as they carve out their destiny amidst the ever-changing landscape of Tamriel. In the solemn annals of history, the year 1102 marks the passing of Chiron, the esteemed Aelade warlord, whose legacy is shrouded in the veils of time. As a scion of the Rulanul clan and whispered to be a Murloc Baldefodi, Chiron's renown spans the ages, most notably remembered for erecting and relinquishing 3 distinct dominions over the course of his storied existence. In the year 1188, the mantle of leadership falls upon Fervidus Tharn, who ascends to the esteemed position of Archprelate of the Elysian Order. His tenure is marked by the proposal of a controversial edict advocating the use of the Staff of Towers to initiate a dragon break, a radical endeavor aimed at purging the divine aspect of Akatosh of its elven origins. The repercussions of this audacious proposal are far-reaching, plunging the annals of history into a maelstrom of uncertainty and upheaval. As the sands of time shift, a century later, the fabric of reality is rent asunder by the onset of the Middle Dawn, a harrowing epoch marred by temporal distortion and cosmic upheaval. Amidst the chaos, documented events blur into myth and legend, as Tamriel bears witness to a succession of cataclysmic occurrences that defy comprehension. In the wake of the enigmatic dragon break, the year 1301 unfolds with the grim specter of the Sloat of Thras descending upon the venerable city of Skywatch, leaving devastation in their wake. The year 1306 bears witness to the hyperagonal collapse, a calamitous event that consigns Sijic monks to oblivion, heralding the twilight of mystic inquiry at the Eldbur Monastery. As the ebb and flow of history continues, the year 1427 sees the Battle of Dungry Bridge unfold, a pivotal conflict that echoes across the rugged terrain of High Rock, testament to the enduring spirit of valor and strife that defines the realm. Emerging from the crucible of chaos, the year 2200 heralds the advent of the Thracian Plague, a virulent scourge unleashed upon Tamriel by the nefarious Slode, casting a pall of death and despair over the western coast. In its wake, noble houses seek refuge on the Isle of Balfiera, while the populace reels from the staggering toll exacted by this insidious affliction. In the year 2260, Baron Admiral Bandu Allo marshals a formidable coalition, uniting Redguards, Bretons, Colovians, Elves, and Argonians under the banner of the All Flags Navy. Their valiant campaign culminates in the obliteration of Thras, laying low the Slode and consigning their islands to the depths of the sea. Amidst the tumult of war and plague, the year 2305 witnesses the fracturing of the Elysian Empire, as High Rock secedes in the face of mounting pressure from the Elysian Order. The ensuing War of Righteousness engulfs Cyrodiil, precipitating the collapse of an empire mired in the throes of internal strife and religious fervor. As the centuries unfurl, the year 2702 dawns upon a realm besieged by piracy and incursions, prompting the relocation of Werest's populace within the protective confines of the gardener's estate. In the ensuing year, the first Akaviri invasion of Tamriel unfolds, as the Scythe of Akavir lays waste to Skyrim, forging a legacy of bloodshed and turmoil. Yet amidst the chaos, a beacon of hope emerges in the form of General Riemann Cyrodiil, whose valorous stand at Pale Pass quells the Akaviri onslaught and heralds the dawn of a new era. As the Second Empire rises from the ashes of conflict, the land of Cyrodiil is forged anew, its borders extending to encompass the untamed wilderness of the Reach. In the annals of history, the year 2714 stands as a testament to the Empire's indomitable spirit, as the Second Empire triumphs over Valenwood, ushering in an era of unprecedented expansion and conquest. Yet even as the Empire's reach extends, the seeds of dissent are sown, as native resistance to foreign occupation simmers beneath the surface. As the realm grapples with the vicissitudes of fate, the year 2762 witnesses the passing of Riemann I, founder of the Second Empire, whose legacy is enshrined in the annals of history. His son, Emperor Kastav, ascends to the throne, steering the empire through an era of prosperity and growth. In the hallowed halls of learning, the year 2790 bears witness to the birth of Jerhain Fire, a sage of unparalleled wisdom whose insights into Aedid culture illuminate the shadows of antiquity. Meanwhile, the ascension of Riemann II to the imperial throne heralds a new chapter in the empire's history, marked by unity and progress. As the wheel of time turns, the year 2801 unfolds with the imperial decree to conscript Nordic hostages, laying bare the empire's resolve to enforce its will. Yet the specter of rebellion looms large as the denizens of Winterhold rise up against imperial oppression, sparking a conflict that threatens to engulf the realm in flames. In the crucible of conflict, the year 2806 marks a turning point in the empire's fortunes, as Emperor Riemann II ascends to the throne, ushering in an era of reconciliation and renewal. Under his stewardship, the empire stands poised to weather the storms of adversity and forge a legacy that will endure for generations to come. In the year 2811, the echoes of war resound once more as the Blackwater War casts its shadow across the realm. Emperor Riemann II, fueled by imperial ambition, sets his sights upon Argonia, seeking to expand the empire's dominion. This audacious campaign culminates in the establishment of the imperial province known as Black Marsh, a testament to the imperial might and resolve. Amidst the tumult of conflict, the year 2812 bears witness to the commissioning of Alduin's Wall at Skyhaven Temple, a monumental edifice steeped in imperial legacy and lore. Meanwhile, the year 2813 heralds a significant shift in bureaucratic practice, as the language of legal documents transitions from High Elven to Cyrodiilic, laying the groundwork for the evolution of the modern Tamrielic tongue. As the wheels of fate continue to turn, reports of dragons in Skyrim send ripples of unease across the realm in the year 2815. While these mythical beasts have long dwindled in number, their resurgence sparks fear and fascination among the populace, signaling a portentous omen of times yet to come. In the year 2818, the Dragon Guard achieves a momentous victory with the slaying of a dragon, marking a triumph over ancient adversaries. Simultaneously, the completion of Alduin's Wall stands as a testament to imperial perseverance and fortitude, its dedication officiated by Emperor Riemann II himself, underscoring the significance of this historic monument. Amidst diplomatic overtures and imperial expansion, The year 2820 sees Eric of Guise, an emissary of the Second Empire, embarking on a mission to the Somerset Isles. His acerbic writings against the local populace reveal simmering tensions and prejudices, emblematic of the complexities of intercultural relations in a realm rife with discord. Meanwhile, in the heartland of Hammerfell, Governor Pontinius assumes stewardship of Craglorn, overseeing the construction of the Ellenhurst sewers, a testament to the Empire's commitment to infrastructure and civic development. As the imperial banner unfurls over Argonia, the year 2837 witnesses the birth of the province of Blackmarsh, a symbol of imperial expansion and hegemony. Yet the Empire's insatiable thirst for conquest knows no bounds, as Emperor Riemann II sets his sights upon Morrowind, igniting the flames of the Fourscore War, a conflict destined to span 8 decades. Tragedy strikes in the year 2851, as Emperor Riemann II meets his demise on the battlefield against the Dark Elves, leaving his son, Basilis Dor, to inherit the mantle of imperial authority. Amidst the turbulence of succession, the sagacious stewardship of potentate Sidri Ashok ensures the Empire's stability and continuity, steering the realm through perilous waters. As the years unfurl, the annals of history bear witness to the inexorable march of time, as empires rise and fall, and dynasties wax and wane. From the dragon-scarred peaks of Skyrim to the verdant depths of Valenwood, the tapestry of Tamriel is woven with threads of conquest and conflict, each chapter inscribed with the blood and sweat of those who dared to shape its destiny. Exiting the annals of the First Era, we find ourselves in the tumultuous aftermath of Emperor Riemann III's demise, a pivotal event that thrust the Second Empire into a whirlwind of uncertainty. His untimely demise at the hands of the Morag Tong, a secretive faction of Dunmer assassins, sent shockwaves through the realms. The tragic loss extended to his heir, Prince Julek, whose life was also claimed in the sinister plot. In the wake of this chaos, a new figure emerged to grasp the reins of power, Versidue Shay, an Akaviri potentate hailing from the Saisahan lineage. With firm resolve, Shay assumed stewardship of the empire, heralding the dawn of the Second Era. The inauguration of the Second Era marked a period of transition and reconciliation, as conflicts that had marred the closing chapters of the First Era began to find resolution. Notably, the protracted strife between the Empire and Morrowind drew to a close with the signing of a historic treaty, bringing an end to the Fourscore War that had ravaged the lands. Against this backdrop of tentative peace, the year 101 witnessed the emergence of a modest yet enigmatic guild, the Stargazers. Dedicated to the celestial arts, they delved into the mysteries of the heavens, probing the intricate tapestry of stars and their arcane significance. As the annals of history unfurled, the year 120 ushered in a new era of stability, tinged with triumph, as Baroness Vienna the Pure ascended to her enduring reign over Lenlin and Hammerfell. Her ascent to power was not without trials, for she vanquished the malevolent sisterhood of Daedra worshippers who sought to ensnare the realm in darkness. Yet her reign was not destined to endure unchallenged, as the fates decreed her passing in the year 148, after a tenure marked by valor and virtue. The year 182 witnessed the dawn of a new chapter in the annals of Elsewhere, as Zabite and Jo ascended to lead the realm. Meanwhile, in the frigid expanses of the north, the year 184 bore witness to a legendary feat of valor, as the Dragon Guard vanquished the fearsome Grakrendog, a terror that had laid waste to the hinterlands of Winterhold and Eastmarch. Amidst these triumphs, the year 227 mourned the passing of a luminary of Allied wisdom, Tujani Fire, whose teachings illuminated the path of knowledge for generations to come. In the year 230, the arcane landscape of Tamriel witnessed a momentous development with the founding of the Mages Guild under the aegis of Vanus Galerion. A prodigy of the Sigic order, Galerion embarked on a mission to democratize magical knowledge, shunning the esoteric confines of his alma mater in favor of an institution open to all who sought enlightenment. Yet the seeds of discord lay dormant within the guild's halls, as ideological differences between Galerion and his erstwhile colleague, Mannimarco, threatened to sow strife. The year 231 heralded the inception of the Order of the Lamp, stalwart guardians entrusted with safeguarding the Mages Guild against external threats. However, amidst these efforts to preserve order, the specter of conflict loomed large over Tamriel. In a moment of crisis, Versidue Shay invoked martial law, seeking to quell the fires of rebellion that raged across the Empire. Thus began a protracted struggle for dominance, culminating in the consolidation of power under Shay's Imperium, with the Imperial Legion standing as the vanguard of his authority. Amidst the ebb and flow of empires, the year 284 witnessed the establishment of the famed Dragon Tail Tavern, a bastion of camaraderie amidst the tempestuous seas of Stras Makai. Venturing further into the annals of the Second Era, the year 301 witnessed the birth of the Kingdom of Camlorn in the verdant heartlands of High Rock, a testament to the enduring spirit of civilization amidst the vicissitudes of history. Yet, even as kingdoms rose and fell, the year 309 bore witness to the union of Anaquina and Palatine under the banner of Elsewhere, a pact forged in the crucible of ambition and intrigue. However, the dream of unity soon gave way to discord, as social fissures threatened to tear the fledgling nation asunder. It was only through the wisdom of Ritha Ridatha, who ascended to the mantle of leadership, that peace was restored, ushering in an era of harmony guided by the lunar rhythms of Mesa and Secunda. In the year 311, the revelation of Ritha Ridatha's Ridhotha Epiphany reverberated the temples of Elsewhere, casting a luminous beacon of enlightenment upon the faithful. Meanwhile, the year 320 brought with it a new challenge to the Empire's stability, as brigands and bandits proliferated in the absence of standing armies. In response, Dinier's Vez, known as the Iron, forged the Safim, a cadre of mercenaries sworn to uphold order amidst the chaos that threatened to engulf the realm. In the year 321 of the Second Era, the Safim, having traversed the length and breadth of Tamriel, emerged as paragons of martial prowess, garnering widespread acclaim and adulation. This pivotal moment in their history coincided with a watershed event, their official sanctioning as the Fighters Guild under the auspices of the Guilds Act. Crafted to regulate the myriad guilds that proliferated within the annals of the Second Empire, this legislative edict bore the imprimatur of Versidue Shay, the potentate whose authority held sway over the realm. Enshrined within the Guilds Act were provisions that codified the operations of various guilds, ranging from the mundane to the esoteric. Among the hallowed ranks of sanctioned guilds stood the tinkers, cobblers, prostitutes, scribes, architects, brewers, vintners, weavers, rat catchers, furriers, cooks, astrologers, healers, tailors, minstrels, barristers, and most notably the Magers and Fighters Guild. Each guild played a pivotal role in the socio-economic fabric of the empire, their activities regulated and overseen by imperial decree. Yet, even as the empire basked in the glow of newfound prosperity, shadows lurked on the periphery, heralding the dawn of an era fraught with treachery and intrigue. In the year 324 of the Second Era, the indomitable reign of Versidue Shay, the Akaviri potentate, met a grisly end at the hands of the Morag Tong, a clandestine order of assassins whose tendrils extended across the realm. The walls of Shay's personal palace in Senchal bore witness to the macabre tableau of his demise, the crimson sigils of the Morag Tong emblazoned in his blood. In the wake of Shay's assassination, his son, Savrian Korak, ascended to the mantle of potentate, inheriting the mantle of imperial authority amidst a maelstrom of uncertainty. Unlike his illustrious progenitor, Korak's rule was marked by tumult and discord, his tenure marred by crises that tested the empire's resilience. Yet, amidst the chaos that engulfed the realm, Chorak's legacy endured, as he sought to redress the grievances of vassal kingdoms and reconcile the fractures that threatened to rend the empire asunder. The year 342 ushered in a new chapter in the annals of Daggerfall, as Donald Delane, scion of the noble house Delane, ascended to the throne, his reign destined to leave an indelible mark upon the kingdom. Meanwhile, the year 358 witnessed the emergence of a shadowy specter, the Dark Brotherhood, whose nefarious deeds cast a pall of fear and uncertainty across the realm. Though shrouded in secrecy, whispers of their clandestine activities reverberated through the corridors of power, their influence insidious and far-reaching. In the year 360, the machinations of the Dark Brotherhood culminated in the earliest recorded instance of an individual seeking their services, an ominous portent of the chaos that lay ahead. Arla Mahera, Queen of Hagath in Hammerfell, invoked their dread name in her quest for vengeance, her actions setting in motion a chain of events that would reshape the destiny of Tamriel. As the 5th century of the Second Era dawned, the realm stood on the precipice of uncertainty, teetering on the brink of upheaval and strife. Amidst the swirling currents of political intrigue, the tranquil enclave of Cormont emerged as a crucible of scandal and controversy in the year 406. The revelation of illicit liaisons between Bosmer nobility and local denizens ignited a firestorm of scandal, engulfing the sleepy trading post in a tempest of intrigue and betrayal. In the aftermath of the scandal, Cormont became a cauldron of ambition and deceit, its streets teeming with opportunists and fortune seekers eager to capitalize on the chaos. As the year 408 dawned, the realm of Daggerfall was plunged into mourning with the passing of Queen Sylvie, a beloved matriarch whose loss cast a shadow over the kingdom. Yet, even as grief gripped the hearts of her subjects, darker forces lurked in the shadows, poised to strike at the heart of the realm. In the year 409, King Anton narrowly escaped assassination, the poisoned darts of would-be assailants serving as a grim testament to the perils that besieged the throne. In the year 418, amidst the throes of a werewolf crisis that gripped the realm of High Rock, a beacon of hope emerged in the form of Abner Tharn, a scion of noble lineage destined for greatness. Meanwhile, the year 420 witnessed tensions reaching a boiling point between the towns of Cormont and Newjoy in Valenwood, as adherence to the Green Pact sparked a conflagration of violence that threatened to engulf the region in chaos. Yet, even as the realms of men and Myr teetered on the brink of uncertainty, the closing of the Second Empire loomed on the horizon. In the year 430 of the Second Era, Savrian Korak, the last potentate to hold sway over the crumbling edifice of imperial authority, met his demise, heralding the collapse of the once mighty empire. As the specter of oblivion loomed large, the fate of Tamriel hung in the balance, its future uncertain amidst the tumult of revolution and upheaval. In the aftermath of the Second Empire's collapse, the year 431 brought forth a tempest of uncertainty and upheaval to the realm of Skyrim. The reverberations of King Logrolf's assassination echoed throughout the land, casting a pall of uncertainty over the kingdom's future. Jarl Svartor of Solitude seized upon the chaos to challenge the legitimacy of Logrolf's heir, igniting a bitter feud that would sunder Skyrim's unity. As tensions reached a boiling point, a moot was convened to arbitrate the kingdom's fate. Yet, despite the deliberations of nobles and luminaries, consensus remained elusive, resulting in the division of Skyrim into eastern and western domains. The western realm fell under the dominion of Svartor of Solitude and his descendants, while the eastern kingdom came under the stewardship of Queen Freydis and her progeny from Windhelm. Meanwhile, to the west, the beleaguered citadel of Orsinium faced its darkest hour as Breton and Redguard forces laid siege to its walls for the second time in history. The onslaught proved relentless, sending the Orcish inhabitants fleeing in disarray, their dreams of a unified homeland shattered amidst the carnage. In the year 432, amidst the turmoil that engulfed Tamriel, a beacon of hope emerged in the city of Kvatch. Kavor Marula, a devoted warrior priest of Akatosh, breathed new life into the ancient Order of the Hour, resurrecting the venerable institution charged with safeguarding the Akatosh chantry and its adherents. However, amidst the resurgence of ancient orders, a troubling inconsistency emerged in the annals of history. In the year 434, King Maxivian of Daggerfall purportedly dispatched the Pale Watch, a knightly order, to prevent the reconstruction of Orsinium. Yet, this assertion clashed with existing lore, as King Anton I of Daggerfall reigned unchallenged during this period. The conundrum underscored the complexities of reconciling disparate sources within the rich tapestry of Tamriel's history. In an effort to rectify the discrepancy, scholars proposed an alternative narrative, positing that it was indeed King Anton I who dispatched the Pale Watch to thwart the Orcish resurgence. By aligning disparate accounts, this revisionist approach sought to reconcile conflicting lore while preserving the integrity of Tamriel's historical record. In the year 435, the tranquility of northwestern Valenwood was shattered by the incursion of the Lamia, a race of serpentine amphibious beings who unleashed chaos upon the land. Possessing formidable intelligence and mastery of arcane arts, the Lamia posed a dire threat to Tamriel's denizens, their insidious machinations threatening to plunge the realm into darkness. The passing of King Anton I in the year 450 marked a turning point in Daggerfall's history, as his daughter Danella ascended to the throne, ushering in a new era of governance. Yet, even as the kingdom grappled with succession, the machinations of power continued unabated, shaping the destiny of Daggerfall and its subjects. In the year 465, Abnathan assumed the mantle of Chancellor of the Elder Council, serving as a stalwart guardian of imperial tradition amidst the turmoil that gripped Tamriel. Meanwhile, in Falkreath, Jarl Hakvid emerged as a beacon of resilience, avenging his father's death at the hands of Yashnag Groyazgu, a feat that earned him the sobriquet Yashnag Slayer and restored stability to the region. Yet, even as the realm celebrated Hakvid's triumph, unrest brewed in Kvatch, where the populace rose up in revolt against the priests of Akatosh. The Order of the Hour's intervention quelled the uprising, but the scars of discontent lingered, casting a shadow over the city's future. In the year 480, Kvatch once again found itself besieged, this time by the charismatic orc marauder Baz Swordbreaker and his brigands. The Order of the Hour's valiant defense earned them newfound respect and authority, empowering them to marshal their forces in times of religious crisis. Amidst the turmoil that gripped Tamriel, the year 486 bore witness to a naval skirmish off the coast of Alinor, as King Hidulf's forces clashed with a fleet of Maramo invaders. Though the battle proved costly, the surviving Altmeri ship provided invaluable insight into the enigmatic land of Peandania, a testament to the enduring spirit of exploration amidst the chaos of war. In the year 489, amidst the lush forests of Valenwood, birthplace of the Bosmer, the seeds of the Black Sap movement took root. Its purpose? To codify the Bosmer's adherence to the Green Pact, aiming to prevent any future misunderstandings and tragedies akin to the New Joy massacre. Meanwhile, the realm of Daggerfall mourned the passing of King Anton II. With his demise, the crown passed to his sole surviving heir, Bergamot, who ascended as King Bergamot of Daggerfall. Moving forward to the year 521, a future luminary of Wayrest, Emeric, drew his first breath in the halls of Cumberland. Under the tutelage of his father, Earl Peric, Emeric delved into the intricacies of economics while honing his martial prowess. As summer's warmth bathed the land, he rode alongside the mounted escort of Evermore, confronting bandits, goblins, and reachmen. In the adjacent realm of High Rock, the coronation of Helbert of House Branke marked the year 522. His reign over Shornhelm began, setting the stage for his legacy to unfold. A decade later, in 532, the birth of Prince Philogon, Helbert's son, heralded a new chapter in the kingdom's history. Meanwhile, in the heart of Colovia, the year 536 saw the arrival of Varin Aquilarios, born into the noble lineage of a duke. Even in his infancy, whispers of destiny encircled him, foretelling a future entwined with the fate of Tamriel. The year 540 bore witness to a foiled plot against the esteemed primate Phrastus of the Akatosh Chantry, a testament to the vigilance of the Order of the Hour. Yet, amidst the shadows, Dukarak the Black Drake rose to prominence. By 541, he had amassed a formidable following, uniting the scattered reachmen under his banner. His ambitions extended beyond conquest, culminating in his marriage to Viraxia Tharn, solidifying his claim to the Empire's throne. With the dawn of 542 came a tide of turmoil. Dukarak's forces laid siege to the city of Evermore, toppling its defenses and ensnaring it in chaos. Yet, Duke Blaise Gumard emerged as a beacon of hope, reclaiming the city and ascending to its rulership. But Dukerak's insatiable hunger for power knew no bounds. He turned his gaze toward Wayrest, its walls standing as a bulwark against his advance. For 57 grueling days and nights, the city endured his onslaught, its resilience a testament to its people. In the end, it was Emeric of Cumberland who delivered the fatal blow, casting down the would-be tyrant. The aftermath of Dukerak's aggression birthed an alliance of necessity. The kings of Daggerfall, Wayrest, Camlorn, Evermore, and Shornhelm, scarred by conflict, forged the Daggerfall Covenant, pledging solidarity in the face of adversity. Amidst the upheaval, the mantle of leadership in Shornhelm passed to a new hand. In 546, King Hurlbut's demise paved the way for Prince Ranzer's ascension, albeit amidst whispers of intrigue and clandestine machinations. As the realms of men navigated the tumultuous currents of politics in Skyrim's eastern reaches, a future sovereign began his journey. Born amidst the snow-capped peaks, Jorun, destined for greatness, drew his first breath. Venturing south to Rivenspire, the year 551 bore witness to a grim chapter in history. The clash between the houses Montclair and Tamrath stained the land crimson, leaving scars that echoed through the annals of time. Across the continent, in the cradle of Alinor, the year 555 welcomed the birth of Irene, a beacon of hope in troubled times. Even as tensions simmered, her arrival offered a glimmer of solace amidst the chaos. Meanwhile, in the shadow of Morrowind, the year 559 witnessed a clash of blades and ambitions. House Lalu's bid for dominance clashed with the staunch resistance of House Dress, igniting a conflict that would shape the region's fate. But nature's wrath knows no bounds. In 560, the Nahartan Flu emerged from the depths of Black Marsh, a silent harbinger of death. Stormhold, its epicenter, became a crucible of suffering, as the contagion claimed countless lives, sparing only the Argonians. As the plague spread its tendrils across Shadowfen, the year 561 descended into darkness. Communities once vibrant with life lay silent, their inhabitants claimed by the merciless grip of the Nahartan Flu. Yet amidst the turmoil, a glimmer of prosperity arose in the west. In the rugged hills of High Rock, the discovery of a vast orichalcum deposit breathed new life into Cumberland mines. Earl Amaric's vision of prosperity beckoned, promising to reshape the fortunes of Wayrest and beyond. In the annals of history, the year 563 stands as a testament to the resilience of the Kothringi, a once thriving race dwelling within the depths of Black Marsh. As the Nahartan Flu swept across the land, their silver-skinned forms proved susceptible to its merciless grasp. Though believed by many to have succumbed to extinction, the indomitable spirit of the Kothringi persisted through two remarkable tales of survival. One such saga unfolded upon the decks of the Crimson Ship, a vessel that dared to challenge the treacherous waters in a desperate bid for salvation. Laden with hope and desperation, a group of Kothringi set sail, seeking refuge beyond the borders of their homeland. Yet their odyssey was fraught with rejection as city after city denied them harbor. In the end, they vanished into the horizon, leaving behind a legacy of courage and uncertainty. In a realm touched by the whims of Daedric influence, the chieftain of Stillrise Village embarked on a darker path. Desperate to shield his people from the plague's relentless advance, he forged a pact with Clavicus Vile, the Prince of Trickery. In exchange for immortality, the chieftain and his tribe surrendered their mortal flesh, becoming undead abominations cloaked in illusion. Thus, the legacy of the Kothringi endured, though twisted by the hands of fate. As whispers of despair echoed across the swamps of Black Marsh, a different tale unfolded in the rugged hills of High Rock. The Nahartan Flu's relentless march claimed the lives of Emeric's father and the entire royal lineage of House Gardner. Amidst the chaos, nobles turned to Emeric, urging him to seize the mantle of leadership. Reluctantly, he ascended the throne of Wayrest, burdened by the weight of duty and grief. Yet, amidst the shadows of uncertainty, a glimmer of hope emerged. On the day of Emeric's coronation, a celestial spectacle graced the skies, bathing the realm in a halo of divine approval. The auspicious sign dispelled the king's doubts, rallying both allies and rivals to his cause. However, challenges awaited, chief among them the question of his betrothal. In the intricate dance of politics, alliances hung in the balance as suitors vied for Emmerich's favor. While King Rancer of Shornhelm eagerly offered his daughter's hand, fate had different plans. A chance encounter in the vibrant streets of Sentinel unveiled Princess Mariah, a vision of grace and wisdom. From that moment, Emmerich knew that destiny had intertwined their fates, setting the stage for a union that would shape the course of history. Yet, love and diplomacy proved fragile in the face of ambition. King Rancer's fury knew no bounds as Emmerich's affections turned elsewhere. Withdrawing his envoy, he harbored resentment, a spark that ignited the flames of conflict. In the spring of 566, amidst blooming flowers and whispered promises, King Emmerich wed Princess Mariah. Their union not only solidified their bond, but also heralded a new era of prosperity. As the kingdoms of Wyrest and Sentinel forged a trade agreement, the promise of wealth and stability beckoned. Embracing his newfound role, Emmerich turned his gaze toward the horizon, his ambitions reaching beyond the borders of Shornhelm. Yet, amidst the clamor of triumph, shadows lingered, a harbinger of challenges yet to come. In the year 568, the halls of Evermore echoed with the somber toll of transition. King Blaze, a stalwart ruler, passed into legend, leaving his mantle to be borne by his son, Emond. As the kingdom mourned its loss, the weight of leadership descended upon the new king's shoulders, a burden tempered by the legacy of his forebears. Amidst the shifting tides of fate, Brother Annulus embarked on a sacred task, transcribing the storied annals of the Dragon Guard. Within the hallowed confines of Skyhaven Temple, his quill danced upon parchment, weaving tales of valor and sacrifice into the chronicles of the annals of the Dragon Guard. Through his diligence, the echoes of an ancient order resonated anew, safeguarding the memories of a bygone era. Yet, amidst the tranquility of scholarly pursuits, the specter of invasion loomed on the horizon. In the fateful year of 572, Tamriel trembled beneath the shadow of a second Akaviri onslaught. This time, it was not the Sygic who led the charge, but the Kamal, frostborn demons from the distant shores of Akavir. With ruthless efficiency, Aedra Sumde Kamal descended upon Skyrim's icy domain, his legions laying waste to the venerable city of Windhelm. Amidst the chaos, tragedy befell the royal house, as Queen Mabjan and her daughter, Nirnhilda, fell beneath the invaders' blades. Yet, from the ashes of despair, a spark of hope endured, embodied in the form of Joran and Fildgor, heirs to the shattered throne. From the heart of Riften, Joran bore witness to the fall of his homeland, its proud walls crumbling before the tide of Akaviri aggression. Seeking aid from the revered Greybeards, he embarked on a quest for salvation, his resolve steeled by the teachings of ancient heroes. In the wake of devastation, whispers of a mysterious artifact, the ordained receptacle, echoed through the annals of history. Aedra Sum's relentless pursuit hinted at a deeper purpose, driving him to forsake conventional strategy in favor of a desperate quest. United by a common foe, Joran and Ismir Wolfarth, the Ash King, rallied the disparate forces of Skyrim, their banners unfurling in defiance against the encroaching darkness. With Morrowind besieged by Akaviri aggression, the Dunmer rallied beneath the standard of Almalexia, their unity a bulwark against the invaders' advance. Yet, amidst the chaos of battle, an unlikely alliance emerged. As Dunmer and Nord clashed with the Kamal horde, the tides of fate shifted, and the Akaviri found themselves beset from all sides. The intervention of the Argonian shellbacks, guided by the will of the Hist, tipped the scales in favor of the besieged alliance, their timely arrival securing victory amidst the blood-soaked sands of Stonefalls. Though marred by inconsistencies, the Battle of Stonefalls heralded a new dawn for Tamriel. Joran returned to Windhelm as High King of Skyrim, his ascension marking the birth of the Ebonheart Pact. In the aftermath of conflict, the bonds of friendship forged between nations stood as a beacon of hope, promising unity in the face of adversity. In the wake of tumultuous events, the year 573 ushered in an era of scholarly endeavor as Emperor Leovic commissioned the creation of the Emperor's Guide to Tamriel. Within its pages, the rich tapestry of Tamriel's history and culture would be immortalized for generations to come. serving as a beacon of knowledge amidst the chaos of the times. As the wheels of fate turned, the year 576 marked a pivotal moment in imperial history. Emperor Leovic, the last scion of the Longhouse emperors, extended a controversial decree legalizing Daedric worship within the borders of Cyril. This divisive act proved to be the final straw for many Imperials, igniting a powder keg of dissent that would soon erupt into open rebellion. From the shadows of dissent emerged Varen Aquilarios, the Duke of Coral, his rallying cry echoing across the heartlands of Clovia. With unwavering resolve, he marshaled his forces, confronting the armies of his imperial overlords in a bid for freedom and self-determination. Amidst the chaos of rebellion, whispers of intrigue swirled through the courts of Rimmon. In a daring coup, Euraxia Tharn seized power, her ascent to the throne heralding a new era of uncertainty for the kingdom. Meanwhile, Varen entrusted the defense of Kvatch to his nephew, Carolus Aquilarios, unwittingly setting the stage for a clash of titans. In the ensuing turmoil, the Count of Anvil seized the opportunity to expand his influence, launching a relentless fortified walls. Yet Carolus proved to be a formidable adversary, his steadfast defense weakening Anvil's grip on the region. In the year 507, the once proud city of Anvil fell under the shadow of tyranny as the pirate queen Fortuna Abdegal seized control. With the Gold Coast firmly in her grasp, she plotted to extend her dominion, casting a dark shadow over the region's future. Meanwhile, Varen Aquilarios marched upon the imperial city, his legions laying siege to the very heart of imperial power. In a fateful confrontation, Varen confronted Emperor Leovic, the last vestige of the Longhouse emperors, and struck him down, claiming the mantle of imperial authority for himself. As Emperor Varen Aquilarios ascended to the Ruby Throne, he sought to legitimize his rule through marriage to Clivia Tharn, a union fraught with political intrigue and ambition. Yet, beneath the veneer of unity, whispers of dissent echoed through the hallowed halls of power. Driven by ambition and the guidance of his enigmatic advisor, Manamako, Varen embarked on a quest to retrieve the Amulet of Kings. United by a common purpose, the five companions set forth on a journey fraught with peril, their fate entwined with the destiny of Tamriel itself. In the year 578, amidst the swirling currents of political upheaval, Chancellor Abna Tharn commissioned a revision of the Emperor's Guide to Tamriel. Yet, even as scholars toiled to preserve knowledge, the fabric of reality itself trembled beneath the weight of betrayal. In a stunning act of treachery, Manamako betrayed Varen Aquilarios, corrupting the ritual to become dragonborn. The resulting cataclysm, known as the Soul Burst, unleashed untold chaos upon Tamriel, shattering the fragile balance between realms and ushering in an age of darkness. As Daedric forces surged forth, the constellation of the Serpent cast its ominous shadow across the night sky, heralding a time of unprecedented strife. In the chaos that followed, the Daedric prince Murloc Bale seized upon the opportunity, deploying dark anchors to enact his sinister plan of conquest. In the year 579, the dark tide of despair continued to sweep across Tamriel. The once proud city of Kvatch fell victim to the Gottshah massacre, its defenders overwhelmed by the relentless onslaught of Fortuna Abdugal's forces. In a desperate bid for survival, Carolus Aquilarios pledged fealty to the pirate queen, sealing the Gold Coast's fate as an independent state. Amidst the chaos, Clivia Tharn assumed the mantle of Empress Regent, her ascent to power orchestrated by the puppet master, Manamarco. With dark forces manipulating events from the shadows, Tamriel teetered on the brink of oblivion. In the distant realm of the Somerset Isles, the year 580 heralded the return of a long-lost monarch. Erin, the rightful heir to the throne, reclaimed her birthright, ascending to the throne as Queen of Alinor. United in purpose, she forged the First Aldmeri Dominion, a bastion of unity amidst the chaos of the Three Banners War. Year 582 witnessed the dawn of a new chapter in the annals of Tamrielic history, as adventurers from across the realm embarked on a journey into the heart of darkness. The Elder Scrolls Online beckoned, casting players into the role of a soulless wanderer stranded in the desolate realm of Cold Harbor, a domain ruled by the malevolent Daedric prince, Murloc Bale. In this epic saga, the fabled five companions were reborn, united once more in their quest to thwart the schemes of Murloc Bale and restore balance to the mortal realm. Led by the enigmatic prophet, revealed to be none other than Varin Aquilarios himself, the companions embarked on a series of daring adventures that would shape the fate of Tamriel for generations to come. The valiant efforts of the Fighters Guild saw the destruction of the Immortum Vivicus, a powerful weapon wielded by Murloc Bal to further his nefarious agenda. Meanwhile, the Mages Guild, under the guidance of the venerable Archmage Shalador, reclaimed the long-lost sanctuary of Ivea from the clutches of the Shivering Isles, restoring it to its rightful place in the fabric of Tamriel. As the forces of darkness gathered, the Dragon Guard agent known as the Drake of Blades joined forces with the Soulless One to thwart a sinister plot in the Imperial City. Together, they prevented the destruction of the Sublime Brazier, a crucial component in the ritual of lighting the dragon fires, thus averting a catastrophic event that threatened to plunge Tamriel into eternal darkness. Amidst the chaos of war, the three alliances convened on the neutral ground of Stirk to discuss a joint invasion of Cold Harbor. However, their fragile alliance was tested as Murloc Bale's forces launched a preemptive strike, plunging the island into chaos. Undeterred, the combined might of the guilds spearheaded an assault into the heart of Cold Harbor, led by the indomitable Soulless One. In the climactic battle that ensued, the Soulless One confronted Murloc Bale atop the Tower of Lies, the fate of Tamriel hanging in the balance. With unwavering resolve, they emerged victorious, shattering the chains of the Planameld, and thwarting Murloc Bale's diabolical scheme to merge Tamriel with Cold Harbor. Yet the saga of the Elder Scrolls Online was far from over. In the years that followed, new adventures awaited, each more perilous than the last. Year 583 saw the departure of Orsinium from the Daggerfall Covenant, as King Kurog's ambitions met a tragic end at the hands of betrayal and treachery. Meanwhile, in the sun-scorched sands of southern Hammerfell, the Thieves' Guild of Abba's Landing rose from the shadows to reclaim its former glory. Count Aquilarius of Kvatch emerged as a formidable power on the Gold Coast, orchestrating the downfall of the pirate queen Fortunata Abdugal and asserting his dominance over the region. As turmoil gripped the eastern reaches of Tamriel, the island of Vardenfell became a battleground for ancient powers. Clavicus Vile and his canine companion, Barbas, sought to seize control of the Sunara, a powerful artifact crafted by the god Sotha Sil himself. Yet, their plans were thwarted by a brave band of adventurers, led by the enigmatic Soulless One. In the swirling maelstrom of conflict, alliances were tested and loyalties questioned. The Crystal Tower of the Somerset Isles became the focal point of a deadly struggle between the Daedric princes, each vying for supremacy over the realm of mortals. Yet in the end, it was the courage and determination of the Soulless One that ensured the tower's salvation and the preservation of Tamriel's future. As the tumultuous events of the Second Era drew to a close, the stage was set for a new chapter in Tamriel's history. Yet the echoes of the past would linger, shaping the destinies of mortals and gods alike in the centuries to come. In the waning years of the Second Era, the specter of the Nahartan flu gradually receded, leaving behind a legacy of fear and caution that lingered in the marshes of Black Marsh for generations to come. Meanwhile, on the distant shores of Stros Mackay, the Majors Guild was officially chartered, heralding a new era of organized maritime trade and commerce in the region. The year 730 marked a momentous occasion as the enigmatic island of Artaeum re-emerged from the mists of history after 5 centuries of seclusion. Home to the illustrious Sigic Order, Artaeum's return to Tamrielic affairs promised to usher in a new era of enlightenment and arcane wisdom. As the final century of the Second Era dawned, the city-state of Rimmon asserted its independence, breaking free from the yoke of external influence to chart its own destiny. Though it paid homage to the Main of Elsewhere to safeguard its sovereignty, Rimmon stood as a beacon of autonomy in a tumultuous age. In the year 828, amidst the shifting sands of political intrigue, the future emperor Tiber Septim was born. destined to leave an indelible mark on the annals of history. His birth heralded the dawn of a new era, one fraught with ambition and conflict, as the Aldmeri dominion rose once more to challenge the stability of Tamriel. Year 831 saw the birth of a legendary figure in the annals of Redguard history, as Cyrus the Restless entered the world in the bustling city of Sentinel. A renowned mercenary and adventurer, Cyrus would go on to carve his name into the tapestry of Tamrielic lore with his daring exploits and indomitable spirit. The year 852 marked the beginning of the Tiber Wars, a tumultuous period of conflict and upheaval that would reshape the political landscape of Tamriel for generations to come. Led by the charismatic King Culhwch of Falkreath and his trusted general, Talos, the forces of Skyrim and the Clothian estates waged war against the Reachmen and the heartlands of Cyrodiil. Amidst the chaos of battle, Talos' strategic brilliance and martial prowess earned him widespread acclaim, as tales of his daring exploits spread far and wide. With the capture of the Amulet of Kings at the Battle of Senkator, Talos ascended to the throne as Emperor Tiber Septim, marking the beginning of a new era of imperial rule. Yet, the path to power was fraught with peril, as Emperor Tiber Septim faced numerous challenges to his authority. In the year 857, a rebellion of moth priests rocked the imperial city, prompting a swift and decisive response from the newly crowned emperor. The Third Legion, known as the Faithful, quashed the uprising, cementing Tiber Septim's grip on power. In the ensuing years, the Tiber Wars raged on, with battles raging across the length and breadth of Tamriel. From the naval skirmishes off the coast of Wayrest to the sack of Senchal and elsewhere, the conflict left a trail of devastation in its wake. In the year 862, the death of High King Thazar II of Hammerfell plunged the region into turmoil, as Baron Volag of the Forebears initiated a revolution to reinstate the Republic. Meanwhile, the Battle of Black Rocks in 863 dealt a devastating blow to the Imperial forces, decimating the Third Legion and reshaping the course of the war. As the flames of conflict engulfed the continent, the fate of Tamriel hung in the balance, its future uncertain amidst the chaos of war and upheaval. Yet, amidst the turmoil, the seeds of a new empire were sown, as Emperor Tiber Septim and his legions marched ever onward, determined to unite the disparate realms of Tamriel under a single banner. In the year 864, the Battle of Stros Makai, also known as the Battle of Hunting Bay, etched its mark on the annals of Redguard history, serving as a pivotal moment in the struggle for dominance between the Crowns and the Forebears. Prince Aetor, scion of the Crowns and valiant leader of his people, had led his forces to a string of victories against the Forebears, driving them to desperate measures. Seeking aid from the burgeoning empire under Tiber Septim's banner, the Forebears struck a bargain that would alter the course of history. Responding to the plea for assistance, Tiber Septim dispatched Lord Admiral Emil Richten to quell the Crown forces, setting the stage for the decisive confrontation at Stros Makai. Amidst the tumult of battle, the fortunes of war shifted with the untimely demise of Prince Aedr, felled by the treacherous hand of a Dunmer assassin. Despite the valiant efforts of Archmage Voa to preserve the prince's soul, the Crown forces suffered a crushing defeat, leading to the burning of Stros Makai's old quarter and the annihilation of the remaining Crown-allegiant Restless League. In the aftermath of the battle, survivors sought refuge within the hallowed halls of the Temple of Arkay, finding sanctuary amidst the chaos of war. Yet, even within the sacred confines of the temple, the specter of imperial dominion loomed large, as the priests were compelled to surrender the wounded to their conquerors. The Battle of Stros Makai marked a turning point in the conflict, as the Redguard forces were either vanquished or subdued, paving the way for imperial rule over the region. However, the seeds of rebellion were sown amidst the ashes of Stros Makai, as siblings Cyrus and Azara emerged as the vanguard of resistance against imperial oppression. With the Restless League rallying to their cause, they launched a daring uprising against the provisional governor, Emil Richten, and the imperial forces, culminating in the liberation of Stros Makai and the downfall of the empire's authority. The events of Strasmakai precipitated a series of negotiations between the Red Guards and the Empire, leading to the signing of the First Treaty of Strasmakai. This landmark agreement granted the natives of Hammerfell a degree of autonomy within the Empire, allowing them to retain their titles and govern themselves as a province under imperial suzerainty. In the same year of 164, amidst the tumult of war and diplomacy, the first edition of the Pocket Guides of the Empire was published by the Imperial Geographical Society, offering a comprehensive overview of Tamrielic geography and culture. As Tiber Septim continued his conquests, the Tiber Wars raged on, with the emergence of new challenges and adversaries on the horizon. By the year 882, the machinations of Digoth-Ur beneath the Red Mountain threatened to destabilize Morrowind, setting the stage for a confrontation with the burgeoning empire. In the years that followed, Tiber Septim's relentless campaign to unify Tamriel brought him to the shores of Morrowind, where he faced fierce resistance from the tribunal and their allies. In a bid to secure victory, Tiber Septim brokered the Armistice of Morrowind, granting the region a degree of autonomy within the empire while solidifying imperial control over the province. With the acquisition of the Numidium, a powerful Dwemer artifact, Tiber Septim's conquest of Tamriel neared its completion, heralding the dawn of a new era of imperial dominance. As the Second Era drew to a close in the year 896, Tiber Septim's triumphant ascension to the throne of a united Tamriel marked the beginning of a new chapter in history. With the proclamation of the Third Era and the subjugation of the Elves of Somerset, the stage was set for the Empire's inexorable march towards destiny. As the annals of Tamrielic history unfurl, the dawn of the Third Era marked a pivotal moment in the continent's narrative. With the ascension of Tiber Septim to the imperial throne, an era of unprecedented unity commenced, bringing an end to the tumultuous conflicts and power struggles that had marred the preceding years. Year 1 of the Third Era heralded the rise of the Septim dynasty, a lineage that would shape the course of Tamriel for centuries to come. In the intricate web of political maneuvering, Morrowind emerged as a focal point of imperial control. Tiber Septim's establishment of a centralized monarchy within the province paved the way for a new era of governance. In the 6th year of the Third Era, King Athen Lethlin was anointed to rule over Morrowind, his authority extending as the Duke of Mournhold. Revered as the grace of all gods, King Athen Lethlin embodied the virtues of loyalty and service to both the Emperor and the Empire. As the realm of knowledge expanded, the year 12 of the Third Era witnessed the publication of the seminal work, Encyclopedia Tamrielica. This compendium of lore and wisdom provided scholars and enthusiasts alike with a comprehensive understanding of Tamriel's rich tapestry of cultures and histories. Meanwhile, in the sand-swept city-state of Rihad, Destri Melarg was born, destined to become a luminary in the study of Redguard heritage. The passing of Emperor Tiber Septim in the 38th year of the Third Era marked the end of an era, plunging the empire into a period of mourning and uncertainty. His grandson, Pelagius, ascended to the imperial throne amidst whispers of prophecy and destiny. Meanwhile, Destri Melarg embarked on a journey of scholarly pursuits, immersing himself in the vibrant tapestry of cultures that thrived within the imperial city. However, the tranquility of the empire was shattered by the assassin's blade in the 41st year of the Third Era. Emperor Pelagius fell victim to the machinations of the Dark Brotherhood, leaving a void of leadership in his wake. In a bid to restore stability, Pelagius's first cousin, once removed, Kintyra, was crowned empress, ushering in an era of prosperity and cultural renaissance. Yet, the wheel of fate continued to turn, and in the year 48, Empress Kintyra's reign came to an untimely end, paving the way for her son, Uriel Thirst, to ascend to the throne. As the line of succession unfolded, the birth of Prince Antiochus in the 55th year of the Third Era signaled the dawn of a new generation. Yet, amidst the royal courtly intrigue, tales of romance and heroism continued to captivate the hearts and minds of Tamriel's denizens. In the autumn of the 63rd year, Prince Pelagius embarked on a quest to Camelon, where he encountered the enchanting Princess Quintilla. Together, they faced a perilous threat, forging a bond that would shape the destiny of their lineage for generations to come. Amidst the shifting sands of political intrigue, the passing of Emperor Uriel I in the 64th year of the Third Era marked the beginning of a tumultuous reign under his successor, Uriel II. Tragically, Uriel II's rule was marred by blights, plagues, and insurrections, leaving the empire in a state of turmoil. Yet, amidst the chaos, the seeds of future rulership were sown as Potima, the future Queen of Solitude, entered the world. As the Third Era unfolded, the destinies of empires and individuals intertwined, weaving a tapestry of intrigue and ambition. From the corridors of power to the humble streets of Tamriel, the echoes of history reverberated, shaping the fate of a continent poised on the brink of change. And amidst the chaos and upheaval, the legacy of the Septim dynasty endured, a beacon of hope amidst the encroaching shadows of uncertainty. As the Third Era unfolded, the realm of Tamriel found itself embroiled in the throes of conflict and upheaval. In the year 110, the War of the Isle erupted, threatening to engulf the Somerset Isles in the clutches of the Marimer, the Sea Elves. Despite the formidable might of the Marimer, an alliance of Somerset kings, bolstered by the support of Antiochus, managed to stave off the encroaching threat. The tide of battle turned unexpectedly with the intervention of a freak storm, later attributed to the enigmatic Sigic order, altering the course of history in favor of the alliance. In the wake of victory, the year 111 witnessed the founding of the Knights of the Nine, a legendary order forged in the crucible of conflict. Led by the valiant Sir Arniel Lannis, a hero of the War of the Isle, the order embarked on a quest to retrieve the relics of Pelennor Whitestrake, revered artifacts steeped in myth and legend. Their noble endeavors would shape the destiny of Tamriel in the years to come. Amidst the turmoil of war, the year 119 heralded the birth of Pelagius III, scion of Magnus Septim, and heir to a legacy steeped in imperial glory. Yet, even as the empire stood on the precipice of change, internal strife threatened to tear the fabric of its rulership asunder. In the year 120, the passing of Emperor Antiochus cast a shadow of uncertainty over the imperial court, paving the way for his daughter, Empress Kintyra II, to ascend to the throne. However, the corridors of power resonated with intrigue and betrayal as Queen Potima seized upon the opportunity to challenge Kintyra II's legitimacy. In a bold bid for power, Potima delivered a scathing indictment of the Empress's reign, casting doubt upon her lineage and competence to rule. Yet, despite the tumultuous accusations, Kintyra II's coronation proceeded as planned, leaving Potima and her supporters to plot their next move in the shadows. In the year 121, the stage was set for rebellion as Uriel III, fueled by Potima's machinations, marshaled his forces to challenge the imperial throne. With the support of disgruntled nobles from High Rock, Skyrim, and Morrowind, Uriel III launched a series of coordinated attacks, plunging Tamriel into the depths of civil war. Thus, the War of the Red Diamond was born, a conflict that would test the very foundations of imperial authority. As battles raged and loyalties wavered, the fate of the empire hung in the balance. In the year 123, Empress Kintyra II met a tragic end, her demise shrouded in secrecy and shadow. Meanwhile, Uriel III seized control of the imperial city, proclaiming himself Emperor Uriel Septim III and igniting the flames of rebellion across the continent. Yet amidst the chaos of war, treachery lurked in the shadows. In the year 127, Uriel III's reign came to a brutal end at the Battle of Ikdag, his demise heralding the ascension of Emperor Sephiroth I to the imperial throne. Under Sephiroth's rule, Tamriel descended further into turmoil, as the fires of conflict continued to consume the land. In the aftermath of war, the once proud Knights of the Nine disbanded, their ranks decimated by the ravages of battle. Meanwhile, the death of renowned historian Deathstream Allag left a void in the annals of scholarship. His unfinished works a testament to the turmoil of the times. Amidst the chaos and upheaval, the year 134 witnessed the emergence of the East Empire Trading Company, a symbol of Tamriel's resilience in the face of adversity. Yet, even as commerce flourished, the specter of war loomed large on the horizon, casting a shadow of uncertainty over the continent. In the year 137, the War of the Red Diamond reached its climax, culminating in the fall of Pedima, the Wolf Queen of Solitude. With her demise, Emperor Sephiroth's grip on power tightened, his rule marked by strife and conflict. Yet, amidst the turmoil of imperial politics, personal tragedies unfolded. In the year 140, Emperor Sephiroth's untimely death paved the way for the ascension of his brother, Emperor Magnus Septim, to the throne. Meanwhile, Plagius III, son of Magnus, embarked on a tumultuous reign marked by madness and intrigue. As the Third Era drew to a close, the legacy of the Septim dynasty hung in the balance, its fate uncertain amidst the swirling currents of history. And amidst the chaos of war and politics, the people of Tamriel stood poised on the brink of a new era, their destinies intertwined with the ebb and flow of imperial power. In the year 150 of the Third Era, a traveler's account marks the last sighting of Sir Arni Orlanius, the esteemed founder of the Knights of the Nine, dwelling in solitude within the hallowed confines of the Priory of the Nine. Concurrently, the annals of history record the epic siege of Abenart in Morrowind, a harrowing conflict that saw Rangadil, commander of the revered Temple Ordinators, leading his forces against the sinister machinations of the Sixth House. The clash between the Ordinators and the buoyant armatures against the malevolent forces of the Sixth House would etch itself into the annals of Morrowind's lore for generations to come. In the year 153, the realm mourned the passing of Plagius the Mad, whose tragic demise at the tender age of 34 cast a somber pall over the imperial court. Meanwhile, amidst the whispers of intrigue and political maneuvering, Empress Kataria ascended to the throne, marking the dawn of a new era in Tamriel's storied history. Kataria's reign, spanning 46 years, would be remembered as a golden age of prosperity and enlightenment, as she tirelessly traversed the length and breadth of the empire, weaving the frayed strands of diplomacy and alliance back together. Amidst the tapestry of Kataria's rule, the enigmatic Sir Arni Orlanius met his demise in the pursuit of ancient relics, his valiant quest coming to a tragic end within the shadowed halls of the Shrine of the Crusader. Meanwhile, the venerable Rangadil Cadil, commander of the Ordinators, breathed his last breath at the venerable age of 288, leaving behind a legacy of valor and steadfast devotion to the temple. As the Third Era ventured into its third century, the passing of Empress Kataria marked the beginning of a new chapter in Tamriel's saga. The mantle of imperial authority fell upon her son, Cassander, whose ascension to the throne ushered in an era of uncertainty and unrest. Yet even as the empire grappled with internal strife, the specter of external threats loomed large on the horizon, casting a shadow of doubt over the stability of imperial rule. In the year 200, the realm bore witness to the rise of Emperor Uriel IV, whose reign would be marred by discord and dissension. Uriel IV's faltering leadership would pave the way for a succession of crises, as the empire teetered on the brink of collapse under the weight of internal strife and external aggression. In the tumultuous aftermath of Uriel IV's reign, the imperial throne passed to Emperor Sepphoris II, whose accession to power marked the beginning of a new era of stability and prosperity. Yet, even as Sepphoris II sought to consolidate his authority, the legacy of his predecessor's misrule continued to haunt the empire, casting a long shadow over its future. Meanwhile, in the distant reaches of Valenwood, the seeds of rebellion were sown as the Camoran usurper embarked on a campaign of conquest and subjugation. Led by the enigmatic Haemon Cameron, the usurper's forces swept across the continent, leaving death and destruction in their wake. In the year 267, the usurper's reign of terror came to a climactic end as Baron Othrock and his allies rallied to repel the invaders, culminating in the decisive Battle of Firewaves. The usurper's defeat marked a turning point in Tamriel's history, as the empire emerged from the crucible of conflict stronger and more unified than ever before. Amidst the chaos of war, the year 268 witnessed the ascension of Emperor Uriel Septim Fifth to the imperial throne. Eager to restore the empire's tarnished reputation, Uriel Thoth embarked on a bold campaign of expansion, seeking to extend the empire's reach to the distant shores of Akavir. In the year 285, the birth of Uriel Septim VI heralded a new era of promise and possibility for the empire. Yet, even as the realm celebrated the arrival of a new heir, dark clouds gathered on the horizon, threatening to engulf Tamriel in the fires of conflict once more. In the year 288, Emperor Uriel Septim V's ill-fated invasion of Akavir ended in disaster, as the emperor fell on the battlefield, leaving his young son to inherit the mantle of imperial authority. As Uriel Septim VI ascended to the throne, the empire stood at a crossroads, its future hanging in the balance as it navigated the treacherous currents of history. As the 4th century of the Third Era dawned, Emperor Uriel Septim VI embarked on a quest to solidify his hold on power, navigating the treacherous waters of imperial politics with cunning and guile. Yet, even as the empire stood on the brink of a new era of prosperity, dark forces conspired in the shadows, threatening to plunge Tamriel into chaos once more. In the year 320 of the Third Era, tragedy struck the Septim dynasty, as Emperor Septim VI met his demise in a fateful fall from his horse, leaving the empire bereft of a rightful heir. In the absence of direct progeny, the mantle of imperial authority fell upon his sister, Morihatha, who ascended to the throne as empress, bearing the weight of imperial responsibility upon her shoulders. As she grappled with the challenges of governance, Empress Morihatha sought to usher in a new era of prosperity and stability for the empire, embarking on a series of ambitious initiatives aimed at strengthening its foundations and securing its borders. During her illustrious reign, Empress Morihatha commissioned the 2nd edition of the Pocket Guide to the Empire, a comprehensive tome designed to provide updated information on the ever-evolving landscape of Tamriel. Published in the year 331, the revised edition served as a testament to the enduring legacy of imperial rule, chronicling the myriad changes and developments that had unfolded over the course of the past 3 centuries. Yet, even as the empire flourished under Morihatha's enlightened leadership, tragedy struck once more with the untimely demise of her twin sister, Eliza Septim, in the year 375. The loss of Eliza plunged the imperial court into mourning, casting a somber pall over the realm as it grappled with the specter of grief and loss. In the wake of Eliza's passing, Empress Morihatha's reign was tragically cut short by the malevolent hands of assassins, who struck her down in cold blood in the year 339. Despite vehement protests of innocence, Thoricles Romus, an Argonian counselor, was condemned for the regicide and met his end at the executioner's block, his protestations of innocence falling on deaf ears. In the aftermath of Morihatha's assassination, her nephew, the son of the late Eliza Septim, ascended to the imperial throne as Emperor Pelagius IV, inheriting a realm fraught with intrigue and uncertainty. As Pelagius IV grappled with the challenges of governance, the empire found itself at a crossroads, poised on the brink of a new era of change and upheaval. Meanwhile, in the scholarly halls of the University of the Gwillem Press, a groundbreaking work titled Frontier Conquest and Accommodation, A Social History of Cyrodiil was published in the year 344, shedding light on the complex interplay of social dynamics that shaped the cultural landscape of the heartland of the empire. This seminal work offered invaluable insights into the intricacies of imperial history, enriching our understanding of the forces that drove the expansion and consolidation of imperial power. In the secluded enclave of Hackdirt, nestled deep within the forests of Cyrodiil, a mysterious artifact known as the Bible of the Deep Ones was bestowed upon Erlav Moslin, the founder of the town, by the enigmatic chief of the Deep Ones. This arcane tome, steeped in eldritch lore and forbidden knowledge, whispered of dark secrets and ancient mysteries hidden beneath the surface of reality, its cryptic verses holding the key to untold power and peril. As the imperial court grappled with the fallout of Morihatha's assassination, the stage was set for the next chapter in the saga of Tamriel's history. In the year 346, the birth of Prince Uriel Septim II heralded the dawn of a new era for the empire, as the heir to the throne emerged into the world amidst the tumult of political intrigue and dynastic succession. Meanwhile, in the kingdom of Daggerfall, the future monarch Lysandus was born to Queen Malfarga and King Arslan II in the year 354, destined to play a pivotal role in the unfolding drama of regional politics and imperial affairs. At the same time, the hallowed halls of Woinan Prairie bore witness to the penning of the Book of the Dragonborn by Prior Emmeline Madrine, a scholarly treatise exploring the mythical origins and legendary exploits of the fabled Dragonborn. As the years passed and the wheel of fate turned inexorably onwards, the Empire faced a series of trials and tribulations that tested its mettle and resilience. In the year 368, Emperor Pelagius IV breathed his last breath, passing the mantle of imperial authority to his young son, Uriel Septim II, who ascended to the throne at the tender age of 22. In the year 397 of the Third Era, the Arnesian War erupted, igniting the flames of conflict between the Argonians and the Dunmer. What began as a mere slave revolt in the southern reaches of House Drez territory soon escalated into a full-fledged war between Morrowind and Black Marsh, fueled by centuries of animosity and resentment. At the heart of the conflict lay the tragic death of Hororis, a Dunmer trader whose martyrdom at the hands of Argonian rebels served as a catalyst for the outbreak of hostilities. As Morrowind's legions clashed with the forces of Black Marsh, the fate of the region hung in the balance, with each side vying for supremacy over the contested lands. As the Arnesian War raged on, another conflict simmered beneath the surface, as the Bosmer and Khajiit continued to vie for dominance over the border territories of Valenwood. Following a fragile truce brokered between the warring factions, the Khajiit launched a series of devastating raids against the Bosmer settlements, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. From the smoldering ruins of Athe to the scorched earth of Grenos, the Khajiit unleashed their fury upon their Bosmer adversaries, plunging the region into chaos and despair. Amidst the chaos of war, the Bosmer survivors sought refuge within the ancient enclave of Vindizi, where they unleashed a fearsome wild hunt to repel the Khajiit invaders. In a frenzied orgy of bloodshed and carnage, the wild hunt laid waste to the Khajiit forces, decimating their ranks and driving them back across the Xylo River in a desperate bid for survival. Yet, even as victory seemed within their grasp, the Bosmer found themselves consumed by the very savagery they had unleashed, as the wild hunt turned upon itself in a grisly spectacle of cannibalistic frenzy, leaving Vindizi and its monstrous inhabitants in ruins. Meanwhile, the War of the Blue Divide erupted between the Somerset Isles and Valenwood, fueled by territorial disputes and long-standing grievances. As the Altmerry forces clashed with their Bosmerry counterparts, the verdant shores of Valenwood bore witness to the devastation wrought by the conflict, as harbors were razed and coastal settlements laid to waste. Despite the valiant efforts of the Bosmer defenders, the Somerset Isles emerged victorious, securing their claim to several strategic islands and crippling Valenwood's maritime capabilities in the process. In the northwest of Tamriel, the War of Bendramark erupted, pitting Skyrim against the forces of Hammerfell and High Rock in a struggle for territorial dominance. As Skyrim's legions swept across the eastern provinces, cities fell and borders shifted, reshaping the political landscape of the region and deepening the divide between Redguard factions. Yet, even as the flames of war engulfed the land, the city of Dragonstar stood as a testament to the folly of conflict, its divided populace locked in a bitter struggle for supremacy that would endure for decades to come. Amidst the turmoil of war, dark forces conspired to sow chaos and discord across the realm, as Joggerthon and Pergonasul forged the shadow of conflict, a sinister cabal bent on plunging Tamriel into darkness. Yet, even as their machinations threatened to tear the fabric of reality asunder, the indomitable spirit of the Eternal Champion rose to meet the challenge, thwarting their plans and rescuing Emperor Uriel Septim's Sept from the clutches of oblivion. As the dust settled and the echoes of battle faded into memory, the Bosmer Khajiit War came to a bitter end, paving the way for a new era of peace and reconciliation between the two peoples. In the aftermath of the conflict, Orsinium emerged as a beacon of hope for the Orcish people, as Gortwag Gronagorm assumed leadership of the burgeoning nation and sought to forge a brighter future for his people. As the 5th century of the Third Era dawned, the shadows of darkness gathered once more, as Dagoth Uthal of the 6th House laid claim to the ancient fortress of Kogoron, using it as a bastion for his vile machinations. With blight storms raging and soul sickness spreading across the land, Tamriel stood on the brink of annihilation, its fate hanging in the balance as the forces of darkness marshaled their strength for the final confrontation yet to come. In the year 410 of the Third Era, the sinister machinations of the 6th House continued to spread, as bases were established in Narmak and Vivek City, extending their dark influence across the land. With each passing day, fear and uncertainty gripped the dissident priests of Morrowind, who found themselves targeted by the temple's crusade to eradicate their beliefs. As tensions mounted, whispers of a looming conflict between the temple and its detractors cast a shadow over the region, threatening to plunge Morrowind into chaos. In the year 414, King Lethlin of Morrowind made a fateful decision to revoke the temple's long-standing ban on trade and settlement in Vardenfell, ushering in an era of unprecedented change and upheaval. As Imperial colonists and Dunmer alike flocked to the once desolate island, drawn by the promise of wealth and opportunity, Vardenfell became a bustling hub of commerce and industry. Yet, beneath the surface, tensions simmered as the exploitation of valuable resources sparked conflicts and rivalries among the island's burgeoning population. By the year 415, the tendrils of the 6th House had infiltrated every corner of Vardenfell, establishing cells in every town and village as they sought to further their insidious agenda. Meanwhile, amidst the chaos of the mainland, a momentous event unfolded that would reshape the very fabric of history itself: the activation of the Numidium and the subsequent warp in the west. In the aftermath of the warp in the west, the political landscape of Tamriel was forever altered, as the once fractured kingdoms of the Iliac Bay were consolidated into 4 powerful entities: Daggerfall, Sentinel, Wayrest, and Orsinium. Yet, even as peace descended upon the region, Morrowind found itself embroiled in a conflict of its own, as the tribunal gods Almalexia and Sotha Sil faced a dire threat from the minions of Dagoth Ur. As tensions between Morrowind and the Empire reached a boiling point, the Levitation Act was passed in the year 421, banning the use of levitation magic within Imperial borders. Amidst the turmoil, dark forces conspired to sow discord and chaos, as Greywyn Blenwaith, a member of the Dark Brotherhood, sought to purge the organization of non-vampires, leading to the rise of the Crimson Scars. In the year 423, Corvus Umbranox, Count of Anvil and leader of the Thieves' Guild, vanished without a trace, leaving behind a legacy of mystery and intrigue. As the shadows of war loomed on the horizon, the Telvanni Council stood firm in defense of their rights, refusing to yield to imperial demands to curtail the slave trade. Amidst the chaos of war and political intrigue, a new hero emerged, the Nerevarine, who would defy prophecy and destiny to vanquish Dagoth Ur and restore peace to Morrowind. Yet, even as victory was won, the price of triumph weighed heavily upon the land, as the era of the tribunal gods came to a bitter end, marking the dawn of a new age of uncertainty and upheaval. As the Third Era drew to a close, the events of Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion unfolded, bringing with them the fall of the Septim dynasty and the rise of a new hero, the hero of Kvatch, who would defy fate itself to thwart the machinations of the mythic dawn and prevent the apocalypse. With the fate of Tamriel hanging in the balance, the hero of Kvatch would face untold challenges and dangers, culminating in a showdown with the Daedric prince Mehrunes Dagon himself. And so, as the Third Era faded into memory, the stage was set for a new chapter in the annals of history, a chapter filled with uncertainty, danger, and untold adventures. As the dawn of the Fourth Era approached, the future of Tamriel hung in the balance, poised on the brink of a new age of heroes and legends. As we transitioned from the tumultuous end of the Third Era into the uncertain dawn of the Fourth, the world of Tamriel found itself grappling with the aftermath of the Oblivion Crisis. With the fall of the Septim dynasty, the Empire was left without a clear successor, plunging the realm into a state of chaos and uncertainty. In the absence of a rightful heir, High Chancellor Okado and the Blades struggled to maintain order, but their efforts were hampered by the opportunistic ambitions of the Empire's provinces. In the wake of the Oblivion Crisis, the province of Black Marsh, long marginalized by imperial rule, seized the opportunity to assert its independence, breaking away from the Empire to form its own sovereign nation. Meanwhile, the destruction wrought by the Daedric invasion left a scar on the Somerset Isle as the iconic Crystal Tower, a symbol of Altmerry culture and heritage, was reduced to rubble, a poignant reminder of the devastation wrought by the forces of Oblivion. Amidst the chaos and upheaval, the Thalmor, a rising power in the aftermath of the crisis, seized upon the opportunity to consolidate their influence, claiming credit for repelling the Daedric forces and purging any dissent within the imperial government. With the Elder Council paralyzed by indecision, High Chancellor Okado reluctantly assumed the mantle of leadership, serving as regent until a new emperor could be crowned in accordance with the dictates of the Elder Council Charter. Yet, even as the Empire struggled to regain its footing, dark omens loomed on the horizon. In the 5th year of the Fourth Era, the skies over Morrowind darkened as Red Mountain erupted in a cataclysmic display of elemental fury. Known as the Red Year, this devastating event heralded the disappearance of Vivek, the last surviving member of the Tribunal, whose absence would leave a void in the heart of Morrowind's spiritual and political landscape. The cause of the Red Year lay in the instability of the meteor Bar Dao, which Vivek had held in stasis above the city of Vivek in Vardenfell. In his absence, the Ingenium, a device created by the Dunmurry architect Vuhan and his associate Esma Sul, struggled to maintain the delicate balance that kept the meteor aloft. Desperate for souls to power the device, Vuhan struck a dark bargain with the Daedric prince Clavicus Vile, resulting in the sacrifice of countless lives to sustain the fragile equilibrium. For 5 long years, the people of Morrowind endured the eerie calm before the storm, as the Ingenium strained under the weight of its grim purpose. Yet when Esma Sol's wife, Ilseven, was chosen as one of the sacrificial souls, Sol's desperate attempt to save her triggered a catastrophic chain of events. With the Ingenium damaged, Bar Dao plummeted from the heavens, triggering seismic upheaval that culminated in the cataclysmic eruption of Red Mountain, laying waste to Vardenfell and casting a pall of ash over the land. In the aftermath of the Red Year, Morrowind faced yet another harrowing trial as the Argonian invasion swept through the southern reaches of the province. Already reeling from the devastation wrought by Red Mountain's eruption, the Dunmer were ill-prepared for the ferocity of the Argonian onslaught. House Drez and House Telvanni bore the brunt of the assault, their territories overrun and purged by the vengeful Argonians. While the exact catalyst for the invasion remains shrouded in speculation, many point to centuries of Dunmeri slavery as the root cause, with the Argonians seeking retribution for their long history of subjugation. The Argonian incursion, however, was not limited to House Drez and House Telvanni alone. With a fervor fueled by generations of oppression, the Argonians pressed forward, their sights set on avenging the countless atrocities inflicted upon their people. It was only through the timely intervention of House Redoran's armies that the genocide was halted, preventing further bloodshed and preserving what remained of Morrowind's shattered defenses. Amidst the chaos of the invasion, the Dunmer capital of Morrowind, Warnhold, fell to the Argonians prompting the desperate relocation of the seat of power to Blacklight. In the wake of the devastation, scores of Dunmer refugees fled their homeland, seeking sanctuary in the neighboring provinces. Among these displaced souls were those who sought solace in the frigid embrace of Skyrim, where the Shrine of Azura stands as a testament to their resilience and perseverance in the face of adversity. As Morrowind grappled with the aftermath of the Argonian invasion, the Fourth Era ushered in a new era of turmoil and upheaval. The assassination of Potente Tocato marked the beginning of a 7-year period of chaos known as the Storm Crown Interregnum. Amidst the swirling maelstrom of political intrigue, the Thalmor seized upon the opportunity to orchestrate a coup, overthrowing the rightful rulers of the Aldmer and plunging the realm into a state of bloody conflict. The Stormcrown Interregnum was characterized by rampant infighting, betrayal, and war, as ambitious pretenders vied for control of the imperial throne. Against this backdrop of treachery and violence, the imperial city itself became a battleground, ravaged by violent storms that seemed to pass judgment upon the realm below. Yet amidst the turmoil, lesser-known events unfolded, such as the tragic demise of Gratian Corellius, whose ill-fated expedition to Raven Rock would forever alter the course of history. In the years that followed, the plight of the Orcish refugees became a poignant symbol of the era's upheaval, as thousands fled eastward into Skyrim following the sacking of Orsinium. Their exodus culminated in the High King's decision to grant Solstheim to the Dark Elves, providing sanctuary for those displaced by Red Mountain's wrath. Finally, in the 16th year of the Fourth Era, the Stormcrown Interregnum drew to a close as the Colovian warlord Titus Mede seized control of the imperial city, bringing an end to 7 years of bloodshed and uncertainty. Following his ascent to the imperial throne, Titus Mede faced the daunting task of reunifying a fractured empire, torn asunder by years of strife and conflict. Initially viewed with skepticism by many members of the Elder Council, who favored the deposed Thulz the Gibbering, Titus's close advisor Hiram played a pivotal role in reshaping public perception. By portraying Titus as a liberator rather than a conqueror, Hiram successfully swayed the council's opinion, paving the way for Titus's acceptance as emperor. Aware of the potential threats lurking within his own ranks, Titus took precautions to safeguard his position of power. Placing a trusted informant named Latina Rez within the minister's office, Titus sought to gather intelligence and forestall any potential challenges to his rule. Despite his efforts to maintain control, Titus faced numerous internal and external challenges as he sought to stabilize the empire and restore order. In the early years of his reign, Titus Mede's focus shifted from matters of state to the joys of fatherhood, as his wife gave birth to their son, Atribus Mede. Meanwhile, in Skyrim, a monument was erected to honor the struggles of Dunmer refugees, serving as a poignant reminder of the Empire's turbulent times and the resilience of its people. Amidst the Empire's internal struggles, the Thalmor seized control of the Somerset Isles, solidifying their influence and further destabilizing the region. Emboldened by their success, the Thalmor orchestrated a coup in Valenwood, overthrowing the established government and ushering in an era of uncertainty and unrest. As the Thalmor tightened their grip on power, the Empire's relations with its former allies soured, leading to a severance of ties that would last for decades. While scholars speculate about the internal strife within Alinor during this period, the Thalmor's consolidation of power and suppression of dissent ensured their dominance over the region. In the years that followed, notable events unfolded across Tamriel, from the construction of Candlehearth Hall in Windhelm to the appearance of the floating city of Umbriel off the coast of Black Marsh. Led by Atribus Mede, a diverse group of individuals came together to thwart the machinations of Wuhan and prevent catastrophe. Yet even as these events unfolded, the struggles of ordinary citizens persisted, as evidenced by the tragic events of the Night of Greenfire in Sentinel. Against the backdrop of political intrigue and magical warfare, the Keepers of the Razor emerged as guardians of Morrowind's ancient artifact, safeguarding it from those who sought to wield its power for nefarious purposes. As the years passed, Solstheim saw a change in leadership and a failed assassination attempt, while the disappearance of Masser and Secunda plunged elsewhere into chaos. The void nights that followed left the Khajiit reeling, their society thrown into disarray by the absence of their beloved moons and the disruption of their way of life. As the second century of the Fourth Era unfolded, Tamriel found itself embroiled in a series of significant events that shaped the course of history. The return of the moons Masser and Secunda at the dawn of the century sparked speculation and intrigue, with the Thalmor claiming credit for their reappearance. While the true cause of this celestial phenomenon remained shrouded in mystery, the Thalmor's assertion bolstered their influence across the continent, particularly among the Khajiit of elsewhere. Amidst the celestial spectacle, the enigmatic Isle of Artaeum vanished once more, its disappearance casting a veil of uncertainty over the activities of the reclusive Psijic order. Meanwhile, the Thalmor's influence continued to expand, reaching its zenith in elsewhere, where the dissolution of the Confederacy marked a significant shift in regional politics. As Anaquina and Palatine reclaimed their sovereignty, the Thalmor cemented their dominance, forging alliances and consolidating power across the realm. The natural world, ever unpredictable, unleashed its fury upon Winterhold in the form of the Great Collapse of 122. Amidst relentless storms and pounding waves, the city succumbed to the sea, its once proud structures swallowed by the depths. Yet amidst the devastation, the College of Winterhold stood resolute, prompting accusations of negligence and conspiracy from the grieving populace. In Riften, the flames of rebellion consumed the tyrannical reign of Haskan Crossdaggers, whose oppressive rule ignited the ire of the citizenry. The subsequent reconstruction of the city bore witness to both resilience and loss, as the scars of conflict lingered amidst the rebuilt streets and structures. Solstheim, ever besieged by threats, found a stalwart defender in Laurel Morvain, whose efforts to fortify Raven Rock earned him the respect and gratitude of his people. As tensions simmered across the land, a new threat emerged on the horizon, as Argonian raiders sought to wreak havoc upon the shores of the island. Against this backdrop of upheaval and uncertainty, Emperor Titus Mede II ascended to the throne of a fractured empire beset by internal strife and external threats. With High Rock, Skyrim, and Cyrodiil standing as bastions of stability amidst the chaos, the Empire faced formidable challenges on all fronts. The onset of the Great War in 171 marked a turning point in Tamriel's history, as the Aldmeri Dominion delivered a fateful ultimatum to the Empire. Refusing to bow to the demands of their adversaries, the Empire found itself plunged into a conflict of unprecedented scale and ferocity. As Aldmeri forces descended upon Hammerfell and Cyrodiil, the fate of Tamriel hung in the balance, with the outcome of the war poised to shape the destiny of nations for generations to come. The year 172 of the Fourth Era witnessed a pivotal moment as the Aldmeri Dominion set its sights on capturing the imperial city, advancing deeper into Cyrodiil. Cities like Bravil and Anvil succumbed to the relentless onslaught, while naval skirmishes raged along the Neben River. By year's end, Lord Narafin's forces had besieged the walls of the imperial capital, heralding a tumultuous period of conflict and upheaval. In the ensuing year, 173, survivors of the March of Thirst found refuge in northern Hammerfell, bolstered by reinforcements from High Rock. Despite valiant efforts by the imperial forces, the Aldmeri advance proved unyielding, pushing deeper into Cyrodiil. With Skyrim lending its support to the Emperor's cause, fresh legions rallied to defend the imperial city, yet the Aldmeri Dominion's relentless assault threatened to overwhelm them. As the conflict intensified, the southern reaches of Cyrodiil became a battleground, with Aldmeri reinforcements converging on the heart of the Empire. In a bold maneuver, the Aldmeri launched a massive assault on the imperial city itself, encircling it from all sides. Emperor Titus II's decision to fight his way out of the besieged capital defied convention, but ultimately proved strategic, rallying his forces for a daring counteroffensive. The fall of the imperial city in 174 marked a dark chapter in Tamriel's history, as the White Gold Tower fell to the invaders, its hallowed halls desecrated by Aldmeri atrocities. Amidst the chaos, imperial forces regrouped, bolstered by reinforcements from Skyrim under General Jonah's command. Yet, the Empire's vulnerabilities were laid bare, as unrest simmered in the provinces, culminating in the Reachman's uprising in Markarth. As the Thalmor sought to negotiate the Empire's surrender, Emperor Titus II marshaled his forces for a decisive showdown. The Battle of the Red Ring in 175 emerged as a pivotal moment, as Imperial legions, led by the Forgotten Hero, launched a coordinated assault on the Aldmeri forces. General Decianus' surprise attack from the west and General Jonah's valiant efforts to link up with him played a crucial role in encircling the enemy within the city. Against all odds, the Imperial forces prevailed, with Lord Nerofen's capture signaling a turning point in the conflict. As the dust settled, rumors swirled of the Emperor wielding the legendary sword Goldbrand in battle, though official accounts remained shrouded in mystery. With the Aldmeri army decimated and their leader detained, the Empire emerged victorious, albeit scarred by the ravages of war. As the Dragonborn's journey unfolded, each step brought them closer to destiny's embrace. From the ancient halls of Whiterun to the towering peaks of High Hrothgar, they faced trials and tribulations that would test their mettle and shape their legacy. The slaying of dragons, once thought to be mere legend, became a reality as the Dragonborn's Thu'um echoed across the land, sending fear into the hearts of their foes. Amidst the tumult of battle, alliances were forged and enemies vanquished. The Greybeards, venerable masters of the Way of the Voice, imparted their wisdom upon the Dragonborn, guiding them on the path to mastery. Together with the Blades, stalwart guardians of dragonkind, the Dragonborn confronted the ancient evil of Alduin, preventing the prophesied end of days and restoring hope to a world on the brink of oblivion. But the Dragonborn's journey did not end there. In the depths of Apocrypha, the realm of Hermaeus Mora, they delved into forbidden knowledge, unlocking secrets that lay dormant within the pages of the Elder Scrolls. With each revelation, their power grew, until they stood as a beacon of hope in a world shrouded in darkness. Meanwhile, in the distant reaches of Solstheim, a new threat emerged as the Dragonborn's nemesis sought to bend the will of mortals to his own. Yet, in a battle for the ages, the Dragonborn emerged victorious, casting down the would-be usurper and claiming their rightful place as the champion of Hermaeus Mora. As the Dragonborn's legend grew, so too did the fortunes of Raven Rock, as the discovery of untapped ebony veins breathed new life into the colony. Yet, even amidst prosperity, danger lurked in the shadows, as the machinations of House Lalu threatened to plunge the region into chaos once more. Throughout their journey, the Dragonborn encountered allies and adversaries alike, each playing a role in the unfolding drama of their destiny. From the valiant companions of Whiterun to the cunning members of the Thieves' Guild, the Dragonborn's actions left an indelible mark upon the world around them. Yet, as victories were won and foes were vanquished, the specter of war loomed large over the land. The conflict between the Empire and the Stormcloaks raged on, its outcome uncertain and its toll felt by all. In the midst of uncertainty, the fate of Tamriel hung in the balance, as the once mighty empire teetered on the brink of collapse. And so, as the sun set on the Fourth Era, the echoes of a bygone age reverberated through the annals of history. Though the era was marked by strife and upheaval, it also bore witness to acts of heroism and valor that would be remembered for generations to come. As the tapestry of fate continued to weave its intricate patterns, the future of Tamriel remained uncertain, its destiny hanging in the balance.